We're now on record, Mr. Goss. I'll start with the 8:15 calendar, and you come on up and have a seat in front of the courtroom. We're here for a review. How's life going?
Up and down.
Things could always be better, but then again, they could always be a lot worse. We could be in Afghanistan.
I mean, I guess the now part of it is since the last time I was in here last month, the 2-year anniversary mark, my mom passed away came up, and then my little cousin passed away, and then 2 of my really good friends passed away too. That people I grew up with.
You know, I said that recently. I used to go to weddings, but now I go to funerals. Now, the older you get,
I've never been to a wedding, but I've been to a lot.
it's a deal to have somebody younger than you.
Cousin was 17 when he passed away.
That's life. Yeah, that's.
He just fell asleep.
I'm afraid if it came down to numbers, I'd have you beat many times over.
He fell asleep and just never woke back up.
But in any event, what's IOP compliance? How are you doing with?
I'm still being denied everywhere. I've been continuing to go to Alcoholics Anonymous. Been going with that. And since last month, actually, I still got my license. Tomorrow, I got a job interview, and then Monday, like, not next Monday, but the Monday that just passed, I actually got accepted to college when I start classes on October 5th.
Now, the recommendation we get from CMAR is IOP, intensive outpatient treatment. What's your thought on that?
Well, I continue to try to go. When I went back, they're trying to make me to redo the assessment, and then every time I try to call there or anywhere else, I just keep on into the time.
Well, the world we live in now is, of course, for the last year, been pretty much dominated by this COVID and now the Delta variant, which has really messed up everything. Early news this morning, we're back again to essentials flying off the grocery store shelves because they're in short supply. That's just the way things go now.
Even the vets are bad. Yesterday, my dog cut her legs somehow really, really bad. And she needs stitches. They won't even take her right now.
Oh man, world we live in, world we live in. But Mr. Goss, let's do this. I want you to get involved, and the bottom line here is we want to make sure you don't have to come into court on some new charge, et cetera. Let's reschedule you out, Mr. Dilly, unless you have objection. About 6 weeks. Take another look at it, and hopefully by then, and things will settle down, and you'll be in IOP, and people will stop dying around you so quickly. And that's just part of life. We aren't built to last forever. We aren't built to last that long. And that's, we're here and then we're gone. But other than that, yeah, hang in there. Life is full of issues and challenges. September 30th will be your next court date. What I'm doing now is signing an order to that effect. And yes, very much like to see you enrolled in the IOP program. They're the experts. I'm not. I don't know anything about it, but we just want to make absolutely sure that you're not back in any court, including this one, of course, for a new charge. We don't want that.
My 21st birthday will be 1 year since I kind of talked to a cop.
Mr. Goss, I want to thank you for coming in. I've signed the order. Everything is on electronics these days.
Yeah.
If you want to go to the front window, the clerk will be able to furnish you with a copy of today's order. Thank you for coming in. You take care of yourself, and look forward to seeing you at the end of September.
Next we have docket number 5, Brandon Wolf.
We call the matter of Yelm versus Brandon Wolf. Mr. Wolf, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Morning. Yes, I certainly can. How's life?
It's been better. I've been out of work for yesterday was the first day going back in about 15 days because I was extremely sick. I couldn't even get out of bed for the first 4 or 5 days.
better now?
Kind of. I mean, I went back to work because I tested negative and everything, but it's still like a lingering sickness right now.
Well, the reason why you're docketed for today is we need proof of a victim impact panel and ADIS, Alcohol and Drug Information School. That's that 8-hour shot that they have recommended.
Yeah. Did you already get the release of all of the assessment information and everything?
I'm looking at the assessment. What else?
Because I went to the assessment. I did it. They said that they didn't recommend any treatment or anything, but I still had to do the victim impact panel and the ADIS.
Yep.
I'm already in contact with the Northwest Resources, but their last class was on the 9th, and that was like in the middle of like me not even really being able to get out of bed. So I wasn't able to take the class. I'm signing up for their next set of classes though.
Why don't we do this? Let's, yeah, it's, things are a little difficult right now, and I think if I read the signs from the news correctly, things are gonna get a lot worse with this pandemic deal. It's, how about we reset your case for September 30th? We'll take another look at it then. With this understanding, if in the meantime, we have on file proof that you have done ADIS and the victim impact panel, you don't need to appear. We'll just simply strike the hearing. Fair enough?
Okay. Fair enough.
You think you might need more time than that, or?
No, that's more than enough time.
That's what we want to make sure. We'll reset you for September 30th. And again, what you might want to do is sometimes these agencies aren't real good about getting proof. You might want to, if you think you've done everything, you might want to check with us to make sure we have proof of that from the agency. Northwest Resources is pretty good about that, but they aren't perfect. But then,
yeah.
Mr. Wengalewski, that'll conclude today's, or Mr. Wolf, that'll conclude today's hearing. What I'll want you to do is let us know what's going on, but life is going okay otherwise.
For the most part, yeah. Hello?
Hey, back again. That's having a little bit of a computer issue here, but I'm now on the right screen. We've reset you September 30th, 8:15.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm now signing the order. You'll be sent a copy of that.
All right, thank you.
I'm going to wish you the best of luck. That concludes today's hearing. You take care of yourself, and hopefully by the end of September, we'll have proof on file. You take care.
Yeah, you too. Have a good day.
You as well.
Next, we have a phone number ending in 1295.
We have a phone number ending in 1295, but we don't have a name to go with that. If you would unmute yourself and let us know who you are, we'll take your case at this time. Not hearing anything yet. Again, check and see if you've unmuted yourself.
They're still muted on that.
It's showing here that you're still muted. Again, it's 1295.
Can you hear me now?
I certainly can.
Can you hear me now?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
We can now hear you, but we don't know who you are. If you give me your last name, please.
Wengalewski, my apologies, Your Honor.
Hey, no problem. Stephen John Wengalewski.
Yes, Your Honor.
The docket entry tells me that we need some information on IOP, intensive outpatient treatment. What's going on with that?
All right. Yeah, I just phased up last week, so I'm doing once a week now. I think I've got all the progress reports turned into you guys, I do believe. I got all those turned in. A few months ago, it said I was missing like 4, but since then, like I said, I've phased up. I've gotten everything made up, and I'm good to go.
Now, the good news at the back, at the bottom of the report is UA was negative, but June 20th, no show. Are you going to get back into compliance or finish this up, or?
Yes, yes, I've gotten back into compliance. Like I said, I phased up, and in order to do that, you got to be in compliance. I just phased up last week.
Mr. Wengelowski, we don't have any information about that. What I'm inclined to do is reset them September 30th. That's the end of next month. And we'll take another look at it then. And
All right.
any idea how long it's going to take you to complete IOP?
I'm scheduled to be completing it in December.
Well, let's take another look at it in September to make sure you're on the right track.
All right.
Good enough?
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
How is life going otherwise?
It's going good. I just started a new job. I'm an electrician, so things are going all right, I guess.
Hey, employment is always a good thing. Congratulations. I'm glad to hear. But Mr. Wengelowski, you take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you on September 30th. We'll send you a copy of
You too, Your Honor.
a copy of today's order. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Save signature. Then close.
Our last one for the 8/15 calendar.
That's it.
Yep, we have the jail on. Yep, I'm gonna promote them so that way we can see their video. We can start reading. They should be over there, the 8:30s.
Wait till you hear me.
Josh just indicates that he's ready to roll in the jail.
And he is online. We're punching him up as we speak.
Okay.
They're ready to go. They just need to unmute on their end.
Good morning. I'm now looking at the jail screen. Mr. Steven, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Thank
Can
you.
we ever?
Okay, thank you. I'm here with Adam Peven. We're on for a pretrial this morning. We do have a plea form in the courtroom with an agreed recommendation that we'd like the court to accept this morning.
Good morning. For the record, is your name Adam Peven?
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
I am trying to enter in the application. What
They're
now?
really slow too.
Your O cords?
Yeah, is yours too?
Yeah, just,
Oh, no.
it's like molasses.
Okay. We might all have to.
No
log
media
out.
type formatter is available to read the object of type API response from contact. I don't want to touch the keyboard here because
Sometimes if you log out and then clear your cookies, it will restart. So I'm gonna try that.
honey, should I touch anything here? Text anything?
I will come to yours as soon as I do.
I'll let you do
mine.
that.
I'm gonna-
Having a little difficulty getting to the plea form, but I think we can proceed in part.
Mine clicked over, so,
Started working.
well, it took a little while, but it
Okay.
finally.
Once again, your name is Adam Peven.
Yes.
Mr. Peven, don't like to hold people in jail, but after the history of this thing, I didn't think we had any choice but to hold you for court. I understand you've gone over a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to 1 count of criminal trespass, first degree with your attorney. If you
Yes, sir.
see a nod, but I'd like a verbal response.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
36.
Any issues reading, understanding the English language?
No, sir.
Now, criminal trespass in the first degree is what you're pleading to. That charge is a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Now, if I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5 of that form you went over. There's no trial, no appeal, simply a sentencing, which could be up to the maximum regardless of what's recommended. You realize that?
Yes, sir.
With that in mind, as to one count of criminal trespass in the first degree, alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on October 3rd, 2020. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Make that plea of your own free will.
Yes, sir.
Anybody make any threats or promises to make you plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. What did you do that makes you guilty of criminal trespass in the first degree?
I was sitting in Walmart parking lot.
And you've been trespassed from Walmart on a prior occasion.
Yes.
I will find that there is a factual basis for the plea. The recommended sentence, Mr. Sneva, is?
It's a credit for the, he was brought in earlier on this matter, Your Honor, on a warrant return, did a weekend, did a long weekend, and then was brought in recently. We've got credit for 3 days. We're asking for credit for that. $250 probation fee. We're asking that Mr. Peven be allowed to make a payment plan on that so he can get to that.
Well, certainly. Mr. Peven, is there anything you'd like to tell me? You have a right to tell me anything you want regarding this matter.
No, sir.
I think that's a fair recommendation. I will follow it. I'm going to give you credit for 3 days served.
Just want to get behind me.
1 day on the condition you have law-abiding behavior. That's the most important thing. And pay a $250 probation fee. We can set your payments on that at $25 a month. Now, if there's any issues making the payments, what I want you to do is let us know, let Mr. Steven know. That is something we can deal with. The most important thing is stay out of trouble. That includes not going to places where you've been, from whom you've been trespassed, okay? I'm going over the statement of defendant on plea of guilty that I now have on screen. I'm signing it.
We've signed, Your Honor. Electronic signature notation's been placed on there. My signature's been placed on there. We won't be able to sign the JNS here. We'll just need it sent over.
Now looking at the JNS. Looks to be in order. Fidelia, you look at the JNS.
I don't know for sure. Don't hold me on that, but.
Probably need a prosecutor's signature. There we go.
Yeah, they normally do them in the hallway, especially already locked.
Peter, I've now signed the judgment and sentence. I'd like to get you a copy of that. We will certainly send your attorney a copy of that, but I'm not sure we have a valid address for you. But stay in touch with your attorney if you would, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Beaven, good luck to you. And of course, again, the most important thing here is stay out of trouble. Stay away from places where you're not welcome, okay?
Yes, sir.
You good luck. Good luck to you. You'll be released today, provided you have no other holds on you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. Or Judge.
Am I able to get online on my computer here? Or
Good
is
morning.
there Morning, Judge.
Traverco, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. This is Travis Keena. He comes on for a couple of different arraignments on some criminal trespass charges. I've had a opportunity in anticipation
Mr. Keita, good morning.
of being appointed. I was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. And I think what he would like to do is he'd like to enter Alfred pleas. And he knows what an Alfred plea is, basically just doesn't wish to make a statement. But he wants to enter Alfred pleas to each case with the charge being reduced to criminal trespass in the second degree from criminal trespass in the first degree. He understands his arraignment rights. He understands the charge and the rights and what the elements of the charges are. So he's willing to waive formal arraignment and proceed with the plea. And just ask Your Honor to inquire.
Mr. Keita, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, how are you?
Hey, not bad. Could you slide over a little bit towards Mr. Traverso? See just the edge of your. I don't like to hold people in jail, but after multiple non-appearances, I felt the only way you could possibly get you to court would be to have you held. At least it was only one day. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
A statement of defendant on plea of guilty to 2 counts of criminal trespass, second degree. Those are simple misdemeanors, maximum penalty on conviction to be 90 days in jail and or $1,000 fine, which I would be free to impose regardless of what's recommended. Now, the plea form tells me you're 32 years of age. Any issues at all reading, understanding the plea form?
No, sir.
Accept the pleas. You give up the rights contained in paragraph 5, no trial, no appeal, simply a sentencing. And you know what that could result in. With that in mind, as to 2 counts of criminal trespass, second degree, alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on April 20th, 2020. And it's the second count allegedly occurring on July 7th, 2021. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. Oh, guilty.
You make those pleas of your own free will.
Yes, sir.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty?
No, sir.
And we'll find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. And your statement in paragraph 11 is of an Alfred plea. I have reviewed the probable cause statements. I did that while you were in custody. And I do find that there is a factual basis for the plea. And an Alfred plea means that you're simply pleading to take advantage of the plea bargain without it actually admitting any criminal wrongdoing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Haverco, with regard to the sentence, anything to?
Recommend, Your Honor, follow it. I know that the city, is part of just a standard recommendation, they recommend a fine. I was looking at Mr. Keena's record. He's got a number of outstanding other cases. So I don't know that there's any real purpose in really imposing another fine. So there is a recommended fine in the plea form, but I guess I would suggest to the court to maybe just waive the imposition of any fines, because again, the likelihood of that being collected probably isn't real good. But so that otherwise it's an agreed recommendation.
Mr. Dolly, anything to any response?
I'll leave that to your discretion, Your Honor.
Mr. Keena, is there anything you'd like to tell me?
No, sir.
Mr. Keena, I think I indicated to you when we spoke on the phone that that this is like the 13th time you've been cited for some sort of offense within the city of Yelm. And that's why you're sitting where you are now. That plus you won't come to court even when the officer field booked you and gave you a court date on your promise to appear, and you wouldn't. It's important to show up for court, but it's more important to stay out of trouble. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything you'd like to know, me to know, or tell me about your situation?
I'm just doing good as I can, and nothing bad will ever happen again. This will be the last time you see me, unless it's in to visit you and say hi.
Mr. Kena, that's, I'm hoping that, I'll take you at your word, but the proof will be in the time that lapses, okay?
Okay,
You take care of yourself, all right?
okay,
Unless you have some other hold on you, you will be released on this charge today.
okay, thank you. On both these charges? Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
All suspended on the condition you have law-abiding behavior. That's going to be on each charge for a total of 180 days. I'm not going to impose any fine because I'm aware of the fact that you don't really have any income, and that would be kind of pointless. I can't, in any sort of good conscience, impose a fine, but I can impose jail time, and if there's a violation of the condition, that there be no further offenses. So there's a violation of that condition, that you know where you're going to be sitting.
Okay,
Right where you are. Good luck to you. You take care of yourself, Mr. Kena.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Won't happen again.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Prosecutor's signature on the jail.
Morning, Judge. This is Mr. Is it Hawk or Hack?
Yes, it's Hawk.
It's Hawk. This is Mr. Hawk, Judge.
Good morning again. I was entering something on the computer. Could we start again on this case?
And you guys have a guest wireless or anything? I'm not sure.
Good morning. Sir, could you identify yourself for the record?
My name is Jerry Lee Hawk. My birthday is 7/17/65.
Good morning. Once again,
Morning.
I've said this a time or two. I don't like to hold people in jail, but given the history, I felt that was probably the only reason I was going to be talking to you, as if you were held. How's
Yeah.
life going?
It's going good.
I'm going to turn to your counsel for the status of the matter.
There's no guest network.
Okay.
So anyway, Judge, I've had some further discussions with Mr. Hawk, and what he'd like to do is he'd like to set this matter for a bench trial. I didn't anticipate that was going to happen, so I didn't pre-prepare a jury trial waiver electronically, and I just got it on my computer here. We're in a different location today, and there's no guest wireless network over here. Whereas there's one in the other place where usually we have the hearing. So what I don't know whether to maybe reset it 2 weeks to do, put on the record and enter a jury trial waiver, or rather if somehow by just putting it on the record today with Mr. Hawk present, if after the fact, when I get back to the courthouse, I could simply execute a waiver. I don't know whether or not the court would want to do an inquiry with the form contemporaneously, or if I could enter it after the fact, but anyway, so that's what he'd like to do, is set it for a bench trial. So I don't know whether to set it today and do the waiver today, or just reset it, and I could be prepared with a waiver and we could pick a date, or, I'm not sure how we want to proceed.
I don't believe that we have any issues. Mr. Hawk, of course, as your attorney has indicated to you, that you have a right to a public and speedy jury trial. You can also waive that right and try the case to the court. That's your choice, and that's a decision that has to be made between you and your attorney. Your attorney has indicated you're waiving your right to a jury trial, not trial to the court.
Yes, sir.
You can go into that more specifically, but in the meanwhile, what we're going to do is reset the matter out 2 weeks for a confirmation of a trial hearing. The issue, I guess, is what do we do in the meantime? I did set rather minor bail. Mr. Hawk, are you being held on anything else at this time?
Yeah, I have a federal hold for a violation there.
You're still.
So I think almost, Judge, I think we have to, well, I'm not sure, but I think if we release the hold here, he may go away.
Yeah, I want to get this taken care of before I go anywhere else.
So he actually wants to, he's kind of in a predicament where he wants to take care of this matter before he's goes into federal custody. So in an odd way, I guess, because he can't really be truly released, in a sense, he's sort of arguing for the hold to remain here, to be able to then take care of the Yelm matter before, he goes into the hands of
In that case,
federal officials.
given the situation, we'll just leave bail the way it is. And is that going to work?
Absolutely.
Mr. Hawk, we will reset your matter out for a period of 2 weeks. We'll be back in the session then, and then we'll see if we can't get this resolved before you have to address other matters. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hawk, good luck to you. I'll be signing an order resetting the matter out 2 weeks here before the end of the day, and your attorney will be, of course, back with you 2 weeks from today. Good luck to you and take care.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hawk, thank you.
You have a good day now.
Take care.
Yes, thank you.
And Judge, on the issue of Jesse Thompson, I was advised by custody staff this morning, apparently he doesn't wish to come out of his cell. So I was, I was going to ask, but it's busy here. I was going to ask, what their observations were as far as his current condition, if he seems to be improving or getting worse. My impression, just anecdotally, is it sounds like he probably would benefit from some medication. That's what it sounds like, because
Is he back on his medication there?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, that and I could find out, Judge, or I could ask one of the custody officers maybe to address some of those issues.
Could you ask of the jail whether he's back on meds before? I know.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just give me a second, Judge.
Not right now. Not right now. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. No, just before the jail, check on that, and then let Mr. Dilly know what the medication system is, and perhaps law enforcement can assist with getting medication if that is still a problem.
Okay.
Okay, and that, well, we won't force Mr. Thompson to come to the screen right now, so we'll just reset that matter out 2 weeks,
All right.
and we'll see you in a moment.
Okay. Thanks, Judge.
With that, we'll be off record.
Thanks, sir.
We're back on record. Call the matter of Yelm versus John Henry Henderson. Mr. Henderson, good morning. How are you? And you're here representing yourself. Mr. Dilly, I'll hear from you with regard to the status of the matter. It's on for a pretrial hearing at this time.
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Henderson and I have had a chance to speak, and talking about his case, and what we've agreed to do, and the city's recommendation is that if Mr. Henderson changes his plea to guilty to malicious mischief third degree, the city's only going to impose a $250 fine. And the only requirement would be that he have no criminal law violations, and that he would, if there's a request for restitution, that would be taken care of.
You can deal with that today, or?
Yeah, yep. I've got a plea form already prepared. Why don't I? It's actually a gross misdemeanor. Our recommendation is $250 fine, so 5,000 imposed, 4,750 suspended, leaves a net fine of $250. And the only thing is a criminal law, and if you change your address, just let us know.
Okay.
I don't think we've gotten a restitution request. It sounds like your insurance company is handling that. And there's no mandatory minimums, there's no loss of license, and if that is okay with you, then what I'll do is we'll just click on that there. We're gonna see. That work? Perfect. Save that. Close that. And then the judge, that'll go to the judge, and you'll be out of here in 2 shakes. Okay. You can just sit there for a second. Remember I uploaded,
Go ahead.
yeah, I've gone over briefly the statement of plea of guilty with Mr. Henderson. Indicated to him that there are no mandatory minimums, but this is considered a gross misdemeanor, which has a maximum penalty of 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Our recommendation, joint recommendation, is that we spend all jail and suspend $4,750, leaving a net fine of $250. The only requirement is that Mr. Henderson maintain law-abiding behavior, and if he changes his address, to let us know. We have not received a restitution request that I'm aware of. Oh, we do.
Have one? There's one in the file. It's an estimate from Lacey Collision Center.
I don't know if Mr. Henderson is.
Probably. Before we proceed further, we probably ought to go over that. It's about $3,000 of requested restitution, 2,900 and change.
I think that's your.
That's I need to insurance. That's sometimes the restitution is to the insurance company, and if that is the case,
that's what I don't understand why he's going after me for this, because he ran into the back of me. The only thing I should be liable for.
Mr. Henderson, that's the city is indicating that this is part of the disposition of this matter, that they are not going to leave it. They're not going to request that I impose any restitution, and if I accept the plea, I probably won't. Philosophically, what I like to do is leave, in automobile instances, I'd like to leave that up to the insurance companies, if any involved. And in any event, I regard it as kind of a civil aspect to a criminal charge. You're here on a criminal charge, and my inclination would be to, if there was no insurance for either car, is to, if there's no insurance, to leave it up to a civil matter between the two of you.
And I've
So-
changed that. I've removed that, that part of our, understand that it's, you know, you don't have to follow our recommendation, but would ask that you do.
In any event, is your true correct name John Henderson? Mr. Henderson, I'm looking at a plea form, tells me you're 59 years of age. Any issues at all reading and understanding the plea form? Any problems at all reading and understanding the plea form?
Yeah,
Were you able to go over the form with Mr. Dilly? This is that statement of defendant on plea of guilty.
yeah, we just went over the plea form.
Any problems understanding the form? Are you able to understand it?
I don't hear very well, I'm sorry.
I'll speak up a little bit, and these masks don't help. How's this? Is this better?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, no problem, no problem. I'm dealing with a lifetime of chainsaws, motors, outboard and otherwise, firearms. So yes, I understand the aging process and its effect on the hearing. In any event, any problem understanding the plea form?
No,
Okay. Now, if I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5. There's no trial, no appeal, simply a sentencing, which could be up to the maximum, regardless of what's recommended here.
okay,
Now, the most important right you're giving up is the right to have an attorney represent you in the matter. Now, you're entitled to represent yourself, and if you're happy with proceeding, we can certainly do that. But if you want time to talk to a lawyer about the matter, I'm going to give you that time.
okay.
What would you like to do?
I guess I need to talk to the lawyer.
If you want to, I'm going to give you that opportunity.
Well, if you're not gonna give me what we discussed, then I need to talk to a lawyer.
I'm going to. I have the, part of the legal process is I have the right to impose up to the maximum. However, I go by, if parties have agreed on how to, what's the right way to handle a case, I go along with that. 999 times out of 1,000.
Okay.
And if I'm not, I always tell the people I can't go along with the plea bargain. You want to talk further about it?
Well,
But
if you think you can go along with my plea bargain, then we can finish this today.
I'm going to go along with the plea bargain.
Okay, then let's finish it today.
I will find that there is, based on the police reports, that there is a probable cause. There is a factual basis for the plea. I can't have people pleading to something where there was nothing done that was wrong. So as to one count of malicious mischief, third degree alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on June 21st, 2021, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty,
You make that plea of your own free will.
yes.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty, except of course, the prosecutor's recommendation?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Anything you'd like to tell me, think I should know?
I mean,
You think it's a good recommendation?
just, I mean, like I say, we were parked at Burger King. I was getting my food and he ran into the back of me. Like I say, restitution wise, we'll probably discuss that however, but other than that, like I say, I just lost my cool and actually didn't really kick his door. I just pushed in on it. But anyway, that's what happened.
That's I'm gonna follow the recommendation. It says, I'm gonna suspend all jail time on the condition you have law-abiding behavior. I'm gonna leave restitution up to between the two of you. If he has a problem with it, he can always sue you. You can always sue him. I'm not gonna get involved in that.
Okay.
364 days in jail, all suspended on the condition, law-abiding behavior. And also a $250 probation fee to monitor the situation. Now, there's an increase in that. I drive a fair amount. In fact, on my way down here from Olympia, I saw 3 things that could well have been regarded as road rage. Maybe people that were, just because they were in their car, but the way things are politically right now and the way they are medically with the COVID, there's a lot of anger and a lot of impatience out there. And sometimes we just all have to tell ourselves today, hey, just relax, take it easy, let it go by, let it go. So that's all I can do to urge you is just, when something happens, that other person that's shaking his fist at me and flipping me off because he didn't like the way I drive, I don't know what kind of weight he's carrying. And also there's this other consideration, you never know who you're dealing with in that other car. That's I had a sister-in-law come home shaking shaking like a leaf because she'd given a little beat to some car that was misbehaving. The guy comes out the window and points a gun at her. You never know who you're dealing with. So just, best advice I can give you is let it go. Let it go. You take it easy, take care of yourself, and hopefully, at least this has been a learning experience, okay? There's computer work to do here, which I'm doing. And I'm something of a computer dinosaur. So. Now, the $250, you can pay that $25 a month. And if there's any problem making the payments, let us know. That's not a big issue. The only thing I'm really concerned about is law-abiding behavior. Stay out of trouble. And from looking at you and talking to you, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be any problem. Any questions at all?
No.
Mr. Dilly, a signature on the JNS form, maybe?
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, Donnie's in it.
So that concludes the matter. If you want a copy of what we've done here today, the plea form and the JNS, you can get that at the window outside the courtroom and to your left.
Okay.
Good luck to you. You take care of yourself, and hopefully this hasn't been too unpleasant of an experience. And better luck next time you go through the drive-in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. You take care.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take her easy.
We have a couple of other 9 o'clockers. Do we have anybody?
Yes, so we have, it looks like docket number 1 and 2, Christopher Brindle and Attorney.
Mr. Brindle.
I've got a question. Where do I put in time served? Mr. Brindle is changing his plea and he has 3 days credit time served. Where do I?
After you do the 364, and then you would put in the remainder that is left, and then after that you select suspended, and then next to that there's a blank spot, or should be. Oh wait, no, not on your form. I'll do it on the JNS,
Okay.
not on the guilty.
Oh, Christopher Brindle, there's a green line down. Does that mean I can't open that yet?
Yeah, because I
You can
just,
open it, but I think it means it's currently being edited.
Oh, okay.
there we go. You should,
I believe I have it open. Is that causing a problem?
Mr. Crow, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. And for the record, Dan Crow on behalf of Christopher Brindle. I'm at a bit of a disadvantage because I'm actually on vacation right now and not at my desk. I don't know if my camera's working or not.
We don't have that ability.
Oh, we don't have it?
Yeah, we don't have the ability to see your video, but can you see us?
I see your name.
I can see you just fine. Yes.
We're still working on that part.
Okay. I'm new to Zoom on the telephone. This is actually the first time I've ever used it rather than, having it on a regular PC. I'm informed by my client that he's in the meeting as well.
He is. And
He is present. He has a picture up on the screen. Mr. Brindle, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We're going to take your case now. Mr. Crow is on the other line. I'll hear from him regarding the status of the matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Mr. Dilly and I have engaged in some conversations regarding this case, and I believe that we've come to an agreement. That agreement will involve a change of plea. Mr. Dilly has informed me that he's going to request the mandatory minimums in this case and keep the previous agreement on some previous charges in place. I can tell you that Mr. Brindle has taken full responsibility for his actions and his previous actions, and is actually taking not only just taking responsibility, but has engaged in a intensive outpatient program to deal with the issues that led him here today. So we want him to keep being able to participate in that. He is, from my conversations with him, a changed man, which is, I think, a fantastic. Although it's unfortunate that the way to get to that was through the courts. Just a couple of things on the plea agreement. It does appear that there's a typo that requests a domestic violence assessment. There was no domestic violence involved in this case at all. I think that was probably just an accidental check of the box. And we do want to make sure that in the JIS that Mr. Brindle has full options. It looks like the mandatory minimum, and I would ask Mr. Dilly to double check on this, but it looks like the mandatory minimum is 90 days. What we really don't want in this case is for Mr. Brindle to be put in a situation where he can't attend his meetings, can't attend his treatment, is not able to work, and ends up right back in the same place that he was before. With options, whether it be home monitoring, work release, or something along those lines, he'll be able to actually continue to improve his health, get over the addiction issues that led him here today, and really make sure he never comes back and has to see you again, Your Honor. So that's all that we're looking for, just a removal of the DV, a double check on the mandatory minimums, and that he be given options to be able to continue with his treatment.
and I think I got that check. I think I unchecked that box and we figured out how to get 3 days credit time for, the city has no objection to options. Whatever allows Brindle to continue.
So just to clarify, we're unchecking the domestic violence box?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
There's a number of boxes that could be checked. Well, we're getting the cart before the horse here. First, again, for the record, your name is Christopher Eugene Brindle.
Yes, Your Honor.
Brindle, I'm looking at a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to two things. One, being in physical control of a motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicants. And two, operating a vehicle without ignition interlock when required to have that by the Department of Licensing. Each of those charges is what they call a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail on each charge. And of course, the mandatory minimums with regard to the physical control charge, that would be dependent upon your record. Have you gone over the plea form with your attorney?
I have, Your Honor.
And if you had any question about what it meant to plead guilty to these charges, was any question you had answered?
I do not have any questions, Your Honor.
You're giving up the right to go to trial, have witnesses, appeal if you lose. All the rights contained in paragraph 5 are gone. If I accept the plea, You realize that, of course.
That is understood, Your Honor. Yes.
With that in mind, is with regard to criminal charges of driving a motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicants or being in control of that vehicle. And also the vehicle had no interlock, and that was required by the state of Washington. And this was alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on May 23rd, 2021. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
I'm guilty, Your Honor.
Make those pleas of your own free will.
I do, Your Honor.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will find the pleas to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. There's nothing written in the paragraph 11, but if the parties have no objection, I have read the probable cause statement, and I'm willing to find for the record that there is a factual basis for the pleas. Any objection, Mr. Crowe?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Brindle, I've heard the recommendation of the parties. Is there anything you'd like to tell me? Anything you think I should know? You don't have to say anything. Rely on your attorney if you wish.
The only thing I'd like to say is that in going over my past through the intensive outpatient treatment program, I found it's not a cure, but a management issue. So with that, I really like to stay into the intensive outpatient program. It is helping me out greatly.
Mr. Dooley, anything to add?
Nothing, Your Honor. It's agreed recommendation.
Mr. Crowe, anything to add?
Nothing, Your Honor.
With regard to the suspended jail time, I agree that the 90 days are kind of the mandatory minimum here. Mr. Dooley, any problem to that being served on EHM or work release if available?
Nothing. No, Your Honor. That's fine with me.
Mr. Brindle, I'm going to follow the recommendation as to sentence in this matter. On physical control, 364, 74 suspended, 90 days to be served. The suspended jail time is on condition that you comply with any mandated or recommended alcohol treatment. Don't drive without license and insurance, especially no drinking and driving. On the operating vehicle without ignition interlock, that is a gross misdemeanor, but I'll impose 90 days in jail, suspend 90 days on the condition that you, on those same conditions there. The
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Dooley,
What's that, Your Honor?
how much, what was the monetary? I think it was.
Minimum on a 2 prior offenses with a no test, which is, and we should get that on the record, cities moving to a no test. Is amended to no test. On this, the mandatory minimum fine is $2,095.50. You'll see that there was no fine imposed on the ignition interlock.
Mr. Crowe, any indication on that? The plea form says 2904, but I think it is actually 2095.
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor. 2095.
The only input is that as long as it's changed to the right number, that I believe is the mandatory minimum.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go ahead and just make the fix on that, and that's where we're at.
There won't be any fine on the ignition interlock charge. I think the fine on physical control is more than adequate. Mr. Brindle, any questions at all?
No, Your Honor.
You can serve the 90 days. I don't want that to interfere with the most important thing, and that is education that's going to keep this from happening again. Electronic home monitoring will be authorized, or if work release is available, I'll give you that choice. If you can't do either, then of course that means a straight time and time to be commenced. Mr. Crowe, within the next 60 days, is that going to work?
Yes, Your Honor, that works for us. Also, I think Mr. Brindle is going to need a payment plan.
Mr. Brindle, all I can do is wish you the best of luck and let you know that you've worked out about the best situation you can by way of resolution of this matter, but the rest of it is pretty much up to you, and you're going to get out of treatment what you put into it, and I hope you find yourself on a different path than you have been. I'm going to wish you the best of luck. You take care of yourself, okay?
I've already begun that path, Your Honor. Thank you.
Will he be able to set up that payment plan with the clerk's office for payment to the fine?
That's absolutely, I'm not as concerned about the fine as law-abiding behavior, but yes, if whatever payment plan could be worked out with the clerk's office, that's going to be fine with me.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Crow, thank you. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
That concludes the hearing. I'm going to wish you the best of luck. Stay in touch with your attorney. He'll get you copies of the documents generated by today's hearing, okay?
And
Thank
also,
you,
Mr. Brindle, I will call you tomorrow when I get back in town. I'm having a little difficult time connecting here on vacation, but I'll call you tomorrow.
Perfect, Mr. Crow. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, with Mr. Crow, we're not going to be able to get a signature on the JNS form if he's out of town and on phone. We'll just have to.
So I did change it to 5 years. Is it actually in there? Yeah, so it's 5 years for the physical control, but 12 months for the inner admission.
I'm still learning these forms.
I'm pretty
Yep,
sure. I did.
jurisdiction 60.
Okay.
I was looking at I was looking at the other charge. I plead cyber ignorance.
Next, we have dockets number 4 and 5, Christopher King, and it looks like Attorney Tracy Nubens is stepping in for Attorney Rusk today.
We'll call the matter of Christopher Hing. It looks like he is on the phone, as is an attorney.
I am, Your Honor.
Good morning. Standing in for Mr. Rusk?
Good morning. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. Tracy Newman standing in for Mr. Rusk.
We'll call the matter now. I'll turn to Mr. Dilly for the status of the matter at this time.
Yeah, I think probably we're going to have to reset this, Your Honor. We haven't had a chance to resolve this matter yet, and I'll let council select a new date. Hopefully we can get this resolved.
Got some of these cases. About how much time would you like? Is this a mutual request for a set over?
Yes, on our end it is. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. And we'd like about 45 days.
We certainly can. We certainly can. September 30th. Is that going to work, or is that too soon?
I think that's going to be a little bit too soon. Right now, Mr. Hing, he is, we're waiting for him to complete his evaluation. So we wanted to try to set it over for 45 days for after he completes his evaluation.
So it would be after September 30th, it'd be October 14th or October 28th.
How about October 14th or 28th?
October 28th would be best, Your Honor.
Reset the matter. Mr. Hing, what I want you to do is stay in touch with your attorney. Any conditions of release previously set will remain in effect. Good luck to you. Any questions at all?
None, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sorry, I have a question, Your Honor. Is there a time that we have it set for? Like a time of the day? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Okay.
Matters at 9 o'clock a.m. if that's going to work.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
That's done.
9 on the 28th of October.
Mr. Hing, stay in touch with your attorney, and we're setting your case to 9 o'clock on the October date.
Thank you very much. I will.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Students, thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I put a motion to continue in there.
Your Honor, there's one more matter on the 9 o'clock, and that is Mr. Rathbone, city's moving to dismiss as charges with prejudice. And there's a signed order of dismissal in.
Dismissed.
Perfect.
That's the case that you have worked out a global with
Yes.
the county.
Yep.
That's it for the.
So I don't know if we want to do warrants for the
Yes.
review.
And signing the order resetting Mr. King. Maybe from the 8 o'clock calendar, Bethany Jacobs did not show up. That's simply an SOC with no payments having been made on it.
Why don't we go ahead and issue a warrant, not a $5,000 cash or bond.
So ordered.
And do we need to set that for a, well, let's see if she appears voluntarily or voluntarily.
Jesse Thompson presents the same problem as usual. Everybody else on the 8:30 calendar is dealt with, and I think
and we reset number 6, Your Honor. That's on a 9 o'clock calendar, Daniel Stewart. That matter's been reset.
Reset and stricken from today.
So I think we've covered all the 9s.
And I think that is it.
It brings us to the 10s. All right.
I'm gonna go off record.
Back on the record, I'll defer to the parties to the order the cases are called.
Yep. So my understanding is number 8 on the 10 o'clock is ready. Marcelina Jimenez. She.
I'll allow her.
That could be on Zoom or
She's on Zoom. Yeah.
Morning, call the matter of Yelm versus Marcelina Jimenez. Ms. Jimenez, we have a interpreter in the courtroom. His name is Leroy Molds. Mr. Molds, solemnly swear you'll accurately translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English. All of it is said here. Jimenez, good morning. Your case is going to be called at this time. I'll turn to your attorney for the status of the matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. So this is a matter of Marcelina Jimenez. Comes on for trial hearing today. He's currently charged with theft in the 3rd degree, criminal trespass in the 1st degree. Theft 3rd degree, criminal trespass 1st degree. I anticipate that Ms. Jimenez is going to enter a straight plea to count 1. Recommendation is that if on the court's acceptance of the plea, city will move to dismiss count 2, criminal trespass in the 1st degree. And would ask Your Honor to inquire.
Is your name Marcelina?
Yes.
Jimenez.
Yes, I am.
I have a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to 1 count of theft, 3rd degree.
Está bien.
Do you have any questions about anything that has been said?
No, no tengo preguntas.
Have you gone over the plea form with your attorney with the assistance of Mr. Mold?
Así es, sí.
If I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5.
Sí, las acepto.
Maximum penalty would be 364 days in jail and or $5,000 fine.
Okay.
With regard to 1 count of theft in the 3rd degree, alleged to have occurred in Yelm on June 25th. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Me declaro culpable.
Do you make that plea of your own free will?
Así es.
Anybody make any threats to you to make you plead guilty?
No. No.
I will find your plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. And satisfies the factual elements of the offense. I've heard the recommendation. Is there anything you would like to tell me?
Pues solamente lo único que puedo decir es que lo hice por necesidad, porque tengo 5 hijos y estábamos pasándola mal por lo de COVID. Le estaba ayudando a mi familia en México.
Thank you very much. Ms. Jimenez, I'm going to follow the recommendation. All jail time is suspended. On the condition you have law-abiding behavior. And pay a $250 probation fee.
Está bien, muchas gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez. I hope you've learned from the experience and have no further criminal violations.
Sí, lo aprendí y le doy gracias al juez por la oportunidad que me está dando de volver a ser la que yo soy. Yo no soy yo no soy una persona mala, solamente lo hice porque lo necesitaba y ya. Y le doy gracias que me esté dando otra oportunidad de cambiar.
Jimenez, I know you are a good person, and we all make mistakes, and the important thing is we learn. Great signature.
Así es, muchas gracias.
Jimenez, thank you very much. We will be sending you a copy of today's paperwork.
Gracias, muchísimas gracias.
Thank you for appearing, Ms. Jimenez. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You take care.
Do we happen to have Janeth Barnes on the? What?
She's on here.
Attaching signature.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Did you press that little hand?
Yes, I think. I don't know. Yes, sir. Good morning. I don't know. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
Good morning. I can hear you perfectly well. Could you identify yourself by name for the record?
Yes, sir. My name is Janeth Barnes.
Ms. Barnes, good morning. We'll take your matter now. Mr. Haverco, I'll
Thank you,
turn
Your
to
Honor.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So matter comes on for pretrial hearing today for a violation of harassment or no contact order. She has no criminal history. Parties are proposing that Your Honor accept a proposed stipulated order of continuance for 12 months on the condition that she remain law-abiding and pay a $250 probation fee.
Ms. Barnes, do you agree with what your attorney just said?
Yes, sir.
What he has negotiated on your behalf is a what they call a stipulated order of continuance, which is really a contract between yourself and the city, under the terms of which, if most importantly, you stay out of trouble, pay a probation fee in the amount of $250. You can pay that at the rate of $25 a month. Charge will be dismissed. It will not go on your record as a conviction.
Thank you, sir.
Now, if you violate the agreement and the city proves that, we're back to square one. And that subjects you to, if there's a finding of guilt, up to 364 days in jail and up to a $5,000 fine. We don't want to go there, okay?
No, sir.
You have a chance to get the charge dismissed. You need to take advantage of that. Now, pay the cost at the rate of $25 a month. We'll be sending you a copy of today's order, today's agreement. And if there's a problem making the payments, what I want you to do is let your attorney know, okay?
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That concludes the hearing. Good luck to you. And thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
Barnes, good luck.
Thank you. God bless you. Thanks.
Next matter would be in the courtroom, Dylan Gillette, number 6 on the 10 o'clock.
Mr. Gillette, step forward if you would and have a good morning, sir.
And matter comes again on for a pretrial hearing on a DUI and suspended second degree. Going to enter a straight plea to the DUI, and then as part of the agreement, on the court's acceptance of the plea, city will move to dismiss the driving while license suspended case.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Gillette, good morning. For the record, is your name Dylan Burton Gillette?
Correct.
Mr. Gillette, I am looking on the computer screen here, a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to one count of driving under the influence of intoxicants. Plea form tells me you're 32 years of age. Any issues reading, understanding the plea form, going over it with your attorney?
No, Your Honor.
If I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5. There's no trial, no appeal, simply a sentencing, which could be up to 364 days in jail and up to a $5,000 fine. In addition, if I accept the plea, the Department of Licensing, not myself, but the Department of Licensing will take action against your driver's license in a manner that is a reflection of your prior history with regard to driving. You realize that?
Correct.
With that in mind, as to the offense of driving under the influence of intoxicants, alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on April 3rd, 2021, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. If I
You
didn't
make that plea of your own free will.
Yes, I did.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty?
No.
I will find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. And your statement of paragraph 11 does satisfy the factual elements of the offense.
And the parties, by the way, I didn't say it initially, but the parties are going to stipulate it's a no test or under 1.5. That's a DUI for purposes of sentencing.
Now, I'd be free to impose up to the maximum misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor, but I see the recommendation does involve a pretty significant amount of mandatory jail time. Mr. Abaco, the recommended sentences.
Well, the recommended sentences, yeah, I think we already talked about those. Are you going to do each and first?
Yeah, because that's why I'm on it now, except.
Okay.
And then they were gonna look pretty much at.
Okay. So.
And then I would have to do a week for here, back when I was stressed out.
Okay. So this is, and I reviewed this with him, on the sentencing grid, there's 2 prior offenses. It's a no test. And the mandatory minimum on jail, there's some different components. These things are always complicated. It's 90 days of jail time. And then in addition to that, there's 120 days of mandatory EHM, eight of which apparently need to be in jail. There's a $2,095 and 50-cent fine, and a 3-year driver's license revocation, and several conditions. And again, I've gone over the grid. What we are asking the court to do, and I assume the city probably doesn't have an objection, he's currently doing how much time with Pierce County? So he's doing 142 days with Pierce County District Court, and he has proof this morning, Judge, that he is and we're asking to close the jail a little bit differently in that we're asking
the court to impose the EHM component first, followed by the straight jail, which I don't think anywhere in the sentencing guidelines it suggests which needs to be done first. I think Your Honor can order it in any particular order. So he's doing 140 days of house arrest in Pierce County, which he started about a week ago. And then because he has doctor's appointments and treatment and things like that, so he's doing that. And then he'll do his jail piece with Pierce County as a follow-on to the EHM. So we're asking the court to impose this sentence, imposing the EHM component first. And hopefully there's no objection from the city to run it concurrently with his Pierce County District Court case. And I'm looking at a document from Sentinel Offender Services, Pierce County Sheriff's Department. And it says the above named defendant has enrolled with Sentinel to complete 142 days of house arrest via RF patrol. Program rules were reviewed, client contract was signed. Per the court order, the approved activities are employment, prearranged, overtime, grocery shopping, laundry, doctor, dental appointments, things of that nature, AA, NA meetings. And so I believe he started his EHM for Pierce County sometime last week. So there's a little bit of, okay, he started on August 12th. So there's a little bit of overlap. So he's gonna, the court really can't give him, time served for that towards this sentence, but so he'll owe a little bit of, if the court runs it concurrent, he's still gonna owe a little bit of about a week or so of EHM when he's done with his Pierce County time, because his Pierce County time started about a week before today. And so that's what we're trying to do. And hopefully courts may be willing to do that.
No objection, Your Honor.
So Gillette, anything you'd like to tell me? You have what they call a right of elocution. You can tell me anything you wish.
This has been a huge learning experience, and it's changed my life dramatically this time.
Time will tell.
I'm trying inpatient or outpatient. I've been in it for 2 months now. This has been a big eye opener this time.
Now, the Pierce County, is that in connection with a DUI?
It is.
Totally. Anything else involved in that?
Not that I know of, sir.
John, I'm going to follow the recommendation of your attorney and yourself. 364 days in jail. This is mandatory. I've got to actually, I can suspend 154 days of it, but I'm required by law to impose 210 days. I have no problem with making that concurrent, both the EHM and to the extent that we can, the straight custody. What I want you to do is keep us advised as to that. Mr. Aberco, do we have a cause number for Pierce County?
We do, Your Honor. It is, I assume, by the way, it's this one. It's this one here from January. Yeah, it is. Yes, Your Honor. I have it up here. It's 1A is an Adam.
Yep.
C looks like in Charlie. 000974. And I don't know if it's important to put the arresting agency WSP.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I need. To the extent, yeah, I have to impose a $2,095.50 fine, which I will do. Can you pay that at 100 a month?
Could it be down to 50? Because I'm still looking for.
50's fine. 50's fine. I'm not concerned about that as much as I am about the treatment. The jail time, I've always viewed jail time as being of kind of limited ability. If you haven't sat in jail for 3 days and learned from that, another 90, another 150, another 300 is not really going to make that much of a difference. It's just part of the drill here. The important thing to me is, and that's going to be one of the conditions of the suspended jail time, is that you engage in and complete any and all recommendations as to alcohol treatment. It's like a broken arm. It's something that has to be dealt with, treated, and until you get better, and that's what's going on with your treatment right now. The option, of course, is it's inevitable that at some point, unless your behavior changes, you're going to be out there someday and you're going to do something you ordinarily wouldn't do if you were as sober as you are right now sitting in front of me, and that's badly injure or kill yourself or somebody else. That's inevitable. That's going to happen. You have a life to live for, and in the world we live in now with Uber, Lyft, et cetera, there isn't any reason to have to drink and then get in behind the wheel of a car and endanger yourself and others. I hope I've made the sentence clear. It's a little unusual given the concurrency, but we're going to do the best we can, and we may have to do some amending later to accomplish what we need to accomplish, but we'll expect you to abide by fully abide. Any idea how long you're going to be on probation with Pierce County?
Till 2026.
2026?
So another
Yep.
5 years.
And of course, it'll be 5 years with us as well.
And then also, I'm on Scram program too through you guys. And since I'm on house arrest now through Pierce County, am I able to go get the other ankle monitor taken off?
Oh, that's thank you for reminding me.
'Cause I got 2 of them
I've
right now.
given the custodial status of the defendant. I don't see any need to reimpose Scram, Mr. Dilly. That requirement will be deleted.
Okay.
And of course, yeah, another condition that I haven't really specifically articulated, full compliance with all terms of your JNS entered in the Pierce County cause number given to me by your attorney there. We do have a probation monitor. The contact information will be in the final judgment and sentence. Just my end. It's 120 on EHM. What about the other 90? Oh, it is. Okay, got it. Now on this one, what I want is I can type this in myself. Okay. Mr. Gillette, the everything is on computer. I'm a computer dinosaur, so this is taking me a little, it's an education as well as, and I want to make sure I have everything is right.
There is a probation officer here, but, they'll just coordinate with Pierce County. Okay. I think so. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have to make dual trips. She may just be able to talk to him on the phone. And, get reports from Pierce County. Yeah.
Mr. Gillette, all I can do is wish you the best of luck and remind you, it's not how many times you fall down, it's how many times you get back up. You've had your struggles here. Let's hope that the corner has been turned and you're veering into the right path in life. You have a lot to live for. You got a lot of life ahead of you, but not if you keep doing what you do. You'll be one of those that I've read about in the paper. And at the age I am and the number of years I've been involved in the legal system, I can give you a long list of people that aren't with us anymore because of alcohol consumption and driving, et cetera. I'll leave it at that. Good luck to you. You take care of yourself. Any questions, maintain contact with your attorney. And again, I hope everything works out as well as I can. And what they're teaching you in treatment is absolutely right. It's I'm not cured. It's just a one day at a time deal.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Take care of yourself.
You had a copy of your GS, your clerk.
Okay, thank you.
Next matter, I think, would be, assuming she's on the line, is Nelson Sanchez. That's number 10 on the 10 o'clock.
Call the matter of Yelm versus Mallory. Nelson Sanchez, Ms. Sanchez, are you on the line? You able to hear me? You may need to unmute yourself.
I don't see her attempting to.
Call the matter of Ms. Yelm versus Mallory. Nelson Sanchez. Trevor, we apparently have her online unmuted, but maybe stepped away from working on it.
What's your name?
Yeah.
This is Mr. Crank.
Oh, it's Mr. Krantz. Well, Mr. Krantz here, do we want to? Okay, do we want to take Mr. Krantz?
No, she raised her hand, so I'm chatting with her, but her mic's not working.
No, I'm ready.
Yeah, she's indicated
Ready.
that her mic isn't working for some reason.
I mean, I don't have a lot more suggestion than logging out and back in.
Okay, yeah.
So this looks like she's trying to connect, so maybe it was just that.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
So what are you guys here to see? What's your name?
Yeah.
Last name? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can take another case while we're, this Nelson Sanchez is logging out and gonna
Okay,
try and
well,
come
we
back
can
in.
do Mr. Cram.
Mr. Cram?
Yes, Mr. Cram, why don't you come on up?
Mr. Cram, good morning. Good to see you here today.
Well, thank you. You get to be here today. Good to be here today.
And if I could just, since he is here. Let's see. Would you go ahead and sign here? And I anticipate Mr. Cram is gonna enter a straight plea of guilty. I prepared a statement of defendant plea guilty form and reviewed it with him on the phone, and he's here today, and he just signed the form. And
I have it up on the screen right now.
yeah, so we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Is your full name William Allen Cram?
Yes.
Mr. Cram, I'm looking at a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to 1 count of criminal trespass in the 2nd degree. Have you gone over this form with your attorney?
Pardon?
Have you gone over the plea with your attorney?
Yes.
And any questions you might have of me about what it meant to plead guilty?
No, I understand.
The charge is a simple misdemeanor, the maximum penalty on conviction, 90 days and or a $1,000 fine. I'd be free to impose that regardless of what's recommended. You realize that?
Yes.
And if I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5, no trial, no appeal, simply a sentencing.
I understand.
With that in mind, is to 1 count of criminal trespass, 2nd degree, amended down from 1st degree, alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on June 3rd, 2021. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You make that plea of your own free will.
Yes.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty? I will find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. And your statement does satisfy the factual elements of the offense. Recommended sentence is all jail time suspended on the condition you pay a $250 fine. Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
When I was in there, I was just with somebody else. We were waiting for somebody getting money over. We were only in the parking lot a minute. We're still in there. That's it.
Well, Mr. Graham, the city have anything to add on this? That no contact means no contact, trespass means no trespass. That's what it means until it's lifted. That means it's in effect. I'm going to follow the recommendation, 90 days, all suspended on the condition you have law-abiding behavior, which would include not going to where you've been trespassed from. Any questions at all? With regard to the $250 fine, you can pay that at the rate of $25 a month. If you have a problem paying that, let us know, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Cram, it's been a while since we've seen you. That's hopefully we won't have to see you here again, except as a visitor and as just somebody that wants to observe court. Okay?
Somebody else, right?
Yeah, or as a companion to somebody else. I'm going to wish you the best of luck. I'm signing electronically signing the judgment and sentence form. You can get a copy of that at the window up in front, out of the courtroom to your left.
All right.
Mr. Graham, good luck. Thank you for appearing. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, John.
And you as well.
Yes, you can. She's back on. So I'll allow her to.
We'll come back to the matter of Yelm versus Mallory and Nelson Sanchez. Ms. Nelson Sanchez, are you doing any better this time as far as contact is concerned? It says, it's indicating to us here that you're muted. Try it unmuted and we'll see what happens. Oh dear. Nelson Sanchez,
You have something ready, Josh?
Yeah, we'll watch that, please. Sorry.
No, just having her, let her know she has to unmute. She needs to unmute. She's on Zoom, so she should just be able to click the button in the bottom, yeah, and I'm prompting it too, so there we go. She's unmuted, now she just needs to speak and see if it.
good morning, Ms. Nelson Sanchez, are you there? Shows you unmuted. Hopefully, your microphone is working a little bit better.
Oh, it's not. So if she's attempting to talk, and we just couldn't hear her, this would be moving up and down, gray area.
Oh.
So it's not picking anything up.
It's not showing anything.
I'm gonna try to use her headphones.
And of course, if it was not.
Yeah, yes. Just call in.
Now you're trying to talk evidently. We're not hearing a single thing. What you might want to do is try it by telephone.
No, what we're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna reset and then we'll talk. We're gonna reset your case, but then we'll talk.
If you
after.
call it that way, we won't be able to see you, but we'll certainly be able to hear you. Yeah, give the telephone a try.
I'll keep chatting with her and see what we can come up with.
So what I intend on doing is do here. So we'll reset your case. Don't leave, don't go. And we're going to room chat. after. In the meantime, Judge, could we take the McCreven matter? McCreven, it's number.
You have the 11 o'clock?
Yeah, it's number 13 and 14 on the 11 o'clock.
Found it. Mr. McCreven, good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not bad, not bad. We'll call your matter now. I'll defer to your attorney for the status of the case.
Thank you, Your Honor. He and I just need to talk, we've already talked, but we need to just talk a little bit about what he might want to do, because he's got some options. And so it's a defense request for continuance. We just asked it to be reset in the ordinary course. I asked him to stick around after we call his case so I can chat with him here in person while he's here. And then we'll talk a little bit more about his case.
Mr. McCreven, will request your attorney, will reset your matter. Given the nature of the charge, it's yes, this is going to require considerable discussion between yourself and your attorney.
Can you enter a motion to continue and.
What's that?
A motion to continue on Oakport for this one?
Do I need to draft one?
A motion to continue,
Okay.
and then fill in your information. I'll put in the court date and
Okay,
time.
okay, we'll do.
About how long do you want to set out?
What are we looking at as far as ordinary course?
We have in September, we have the 2nd, 16th, and 30th, or October 14th or 28th.
go 84.
Sorry. Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. Donnie, did I get that right, or?
Yeah, oh yeah, yep, your signatures are in there, all looks good, I just need to know what date you would like.
How about September 30th?
September, all right.
Actually, just don't leave before we talk. I don't have much more to do with that. Take advantage of the fact you're here. Yeah, just, yeah, you can be out there, be outside, or be out coffee. Sure. Sure, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, no problem.
Mr. McGovern, we're resetting your case to November 30th, 11 o'clock in the morning. In the meantime, any conditions are released, remain in effect, and stay in touch with your attorney, okay?
So go ahead and do what you gotta do, and then just be somewhere where I can find you. I'll be done. Okay, sounds good. Did we ever get Nelson Sanchez on, or?
We can try again, I'd asked her to do some changing, so let's see. Might, if not. This one.
Donnie, I still have you editing the.
Yeah, it should be coming up on your end.
There we. Ready to go? Oh, ace to call.
We're trying with Miss Nelson Sanchez again.
She on?
Yep, I'm trying now.
Well, once again, address the matter of Yelm versus Mallory Nelson Sanchez. Ms. Nelson Sanchez, are you there this time?
She's there, but I don't see anything. She's unmuted too.
We show you as being there and unmuted.
Even tried.
Not on telephone, but on.
Yeah, I've tried even promoting her to a panelist and it's still not working, so I don't know. She said that she was calling.
Apparently, we have to quote Strother Martin, a failure to communicate.
No?
My references are so out of date.
Josh, do you have some stuff to put on?
Do you want to reset that matter or?
Yeah,
are you able to
she
call her?
obviously, she's trying to,
Oh, I see, well, I can see her,
I can, yeah, hey,
just can't. And I can see she's talking, but we're not showing anything coming through on our end.
no, we can see you, but we're not hearing you. Go ahead and say something. Yep, you're on your phone.
No, but we can't hear.
We can see you. There's nothing on the telephone. I've not,
Hold on. I think she's also got her audio on here, so I'm gonna try.
we're working on it on this end. if you can hear me. Good morning. We just went to. Telephone just lit up.
Can you hear me now? 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 Can you hear me now?
Did we ever?
I think I'm too close to the computer.
I'm not sure what causes that, but
It's because she had both her video or her Zoom on.
so she has to.
Yeah,
close
so I
one, yeah.
closed, I stopped one from being able to talk, and now we should be good to go.
That's, I can hear you perfectly well.
Hello?
Good afternoon. Now we can hear you without any feedback. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, that was stressing me out. Can I log off the computer? Hello?
It should be better now because I removed her other. Again. It should be ready.
Then, Ms. Nelson Sanchez, could you say something?
Okay, sounds like we've got Ms. Nelson Sanchez on the line.
We do. We'll take the matter now. Valerie, we're going to turn to your attorney for the status of the case.
So comes on for.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
We
we
certainly can. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Sounds good. So Judge, this comes on for a pretrial hearing on a DUI and suspended driving third-degree case. I anticipate she is going to enter a straight plea of guilty to count 1 DUI. We're going to amend it to a no test. On the court's acceptance of the plea, City will move to dismiss count 2, which is suspended driving third-degree count. And this is her second DUI. So the sentencing is, we're treating it as no test or under 1.5 with 1 prior. And then we can talk about sentencing after Your Honor accepts the plea.
And the mandatory minimum would be
Mandatory,
180?
mandatory minimum is, let me just pull that up. So this is, so it's twofold. It's either 30 days of straight jail followed by 60 days of house arrest, or in the alternative, which is not available if you have 2 priors, but if you have 1 prior, it is available, as an alternative to the mandatory jail, at least 4 days of jail followed by 180 days of electronic home monitoring. So that's what we're asking.
Is how many days in jail? 40?
It's 4 days.
4.
4, plus 180 days of EHM. So essentially, by not doing the mandatory 30 days of jail and the 60 days of house arrest, the defendant winds up doing substantially more EHM, but you still have to do at least 4 days of jail. Plus, it says 4 days plus 180 days of EHM.
I think I understand that. Let me ask you, is your full name Mallory Nelson Sanchez?
Yes.
And are you 27 years old?
Yes.
Have you gone over the plea form with your attorney?
Yes.
Do you have any questions you'd like to ask me about what it meant to plead guilty?
No.
would be to one count of driving while under the influence of intoxicants, and this would be a second offense. The maximum penalty would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine, but there is a mandatory minimum that's involved that can either be straight time or a combination of straight time and EHM. You realize that?
Yes.
And if I accept the plea, you give up the rights contained in paragraph 5 of the plea form, no trial, no appeal. And also, if I accept the plea, the Department of Licensing will take action with regard to your driver's license in a manner determined by your history. You realize that?
Yes.
With that in mind, as to one count of driving while under the influence of intoxicants occurring within the city of Yelm on February 21st, 2021, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You make that plea of your own free will.
Oh, what was that?
You, anybody make any threats to you to make you plead guilty?
No.
And you're doing this because you want to?
Yes.
I will find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made, and your statement of paragraph 11 does satisfy the factual elements of the offense. I've heard the recommendation is to send. Is there anything to tell me? I'm familiar with, somewhat familiar with your situation there, and I'm very encouraged by where you are in life right now. But if there's anything you think I should know, you let me know now. You can rely on just what your attorney said if you want. Do you have anything to add?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to follow the recommendation made by the party. 364 days in jail, 100 are going to be suspended on the conditions that I'll set forth in a moment. Of the jail time, 4 days can be served straight time. The other 180 days can be served on the electronic home monitoring. And of course, you're going to need to get a drug and alcohol evaluation. I realize that's something that's in the works now. And you also have issues with with other courts. The mandatory fine is $3,754.
The mandatory, let's see, just double check.
That doesn't sound right.
No, it's not right, John. The mandatory fine is $1,245.50, which if you do the math is, so we're imposing 5,000, suspending $3,754.50, suspending that because according to the sentencing grid, the mandatory fine is $1,245.50.
All I'm going to impose is the mandatory fine, and I'm not going to suspend any fine at all. Just the mandatory minimum is all that's going to be imposed.
And as just an FYI, Judge, I think would be the last court in time that would make things concurrent, but essentially she's done with her Pierce County physical control, which was amended to a reckless driving. And I think she said she's done with that. She's pending a charge and is currently on house arrest, pre-release, predisposition release on her DUI with Thurston County District Court. So I don't know if Your Honor needs to make some kind of notation that we don't have any objection to it running concurrent while she's essentially being held on EHM by Thurston County District Court. I don't know.
I have no problem with concurrency, Mr. Dilly, do you have an issue with that?
And that's Third County District Court 9Z 04-66412.
Did I get 9Z04-66412?
Correct.
I have no problem with imposing that as concurrent time. I've already expressed my opinion as to jail time. It is mandatory, but I think we are entitled to make it concurrent.
I think so
will do
too.
that. Ms. Nelson Sanchez, did you understand that?
I only got like bits and pieces of what you were saying.
Your attorney can probably, it's sort of difficult for us to communicate over the internet like this. I'm going to leave it up to your attorney to discuss with you and explain what's involved in that. I'm going to wish you the best of luck. And once again, you take care of yourself. Just keep doing exactly what you're doing now. And I'm sure that life is going to be much better for you. Okay?
Okay. I got a question. So is it 4 days in jail and 100 and something days on EHM?
Yep. 4 days in jail, straight time, and 180 on EHM. And given your situation now, should we give like 90 days within which to do the 4 days?
Well, that's what I would do, Your Honor. I would give her a reasonable start date, and then she can start as soon as she can arrange the time if she wants to take advantage of more concurrency, but I'd give her some time to arrange that with the Municipal jail.
No, let's do this. Start the 4 days in custody within the next 90 days. I'm not asking you to report to jail right now. You're on EHM. I know that. But yeah, stay in touch with your attorney, and we're just going to see how things work out in other jurisdictions. Okay?
Okay. And I had already done the alcohol evaluation already.
Yeah, yes, make sure that we get a copy of that too, okay?
Okay.
Can you have a treatment there? Are you with Royal Life right now, or? I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay, well, have them send a copy of your paperwork to us as well. They'll need a release of information, of course. Okay?
Okay.
Valerie, good luck to you.
All right.
I'll send you a copy of the today's paper, and you take care of yourself, okay?
Okay.
Today is the day for complex addresses.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Next, call the matter of,
This is Mr. Baker, numbers 1 and 2 off the 10 o'clock calendar.
Mr. Baker, good morning. Thank you for your patience. Things have been going a little bit slower than they were, but we're going to give your case the attention that every other case has received. Good morning to you. I'll turn to your lawyer for the status of the matter.
And Your Honor, this matter comes on for pretrial and for a mitigation hearing for a no insurance ticket. We have a stipulated order of continuance in O courts. This charge is being amended to hit and run unattended, and then on that amended charge, we're doing a 12-month SOC to a dismissal. The conditions being, don't drive without a license and insurance or commit a criminal law violation, pay a $250 probation fee. Thank you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Baker, that's about as good as something can get in a criminal matter. You've got an agreement with the city. If they stay out of trouble, pay $250. Most importantly, stay out of trouble, charge is dismissed, it goes away. Now, if you violate the agreement and the city proves that, we're back to square one. Charge has been amended, but it's still, there's up to 90 days in jail and up to $1,000 fine. Don't want to go there. For your driving record, for your freedom of movement, you need to take advantage of this agreement and get the charge dismissed. Now, the $250 costs agreed to, that can be paid at the rate of $25 a month. If you have trouble paying that, what you need to do is let us know and we can deal with it pretty easily. Any questions at all?
How do I pay that fine?
You can pay, you can mail it in. If you do mail it in, make sure you put the court number on your check, or just can pay it at the window. Your choice. I'm signing signing off on the agreement as we speak. Mr. Baker, you can get a copy of that at the window right outside the courtroom and to your left. Good luck to you.
The infraction.
There is a civil infraction as well, Mr. Baker. I forgot about that.
We're asking to mitigate that, Your Honor. Mr. Baker is actually the next day or two going to get insurance. Additionally, he's a 16-year-old. He's got a job where he's able to make a little money, so he'll be paying for that himself. We're just asking to mitigate that down.
Well, 553 is a little bit too much. How about we reduce that to 150? Is that going to work?
Yes.
That's what we'll do. That requires another form which we're dealing with right now.
Should be ready for signature.
Yeah. I've signed that. You can get a copy of that at the front window as well. Mr. Baker, good luck to you. You take care of yourself and drive carefully.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience once again.
Are we ready? Next matter, Your Honor, is number 9 off the pretrial calendar, Vicky Lestant. This matter comes on for pretrial. I believe there's a motion
Yes,
in the
you
courts.
dismiss with prejudice.
No objection.
And who is this?
Vicky Lestant, number 9 off the 10 o'clock.
10. Mrs. Lestant, good morning. How are you? Well, it's a pretty good way of resolving a criminal case to get dismissed. I'm signing the order as we speak. Good luck to you. Take it easy. I hope everything has resolved itself in a good manner. Okay. Any questions at all? Ah. Life goes on.
No. Yeah, I'm not aware of anything. Yeah, just go with that hand. I'll let you know. Okay.
I did hear from you.
Then you're fine. Yeah, you do. Okay. Understood. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you.
So Stan, I remember the case. Now, I'm just hoping everything works out for the best. It sounds like it. That's exactly what's happening. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. You take care of yourself.
Is Ms. Jimenez still on the
Yep,
line?
she's
Okay.
still there.
And Your Honor, we can next handle the Jimenez matter, which is number 8. on
Evelyn
the-
Jimenez,
Nope,
yes.
number 7, sorry, on the 10 o'clock calendar. This is Evelyn Jimenez. For pretrial.
And for once, I did not confuse the two
Right.
cases. I have that up, and it looks like Ms. Jimenez, we're going to call your case now. Are you able to hear me? You may have.
Yes. I can hear you.
Good morning. I will turn to your attorney for the status of the matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. In this matter, we have entered into an agreement with the city for a resolution. We're going to do a 12-month stipulated order of continuance. Just going to stay out of Walmart, pay a $250 probation fee, and have law-abiding behavior. In this case, will be dismissed.
That's all correct, Your Honor.
Jimenez, any question about anything your attorney just said?
No, sir.
You have an agreement here. It's a contract with the city negotiated by your attorney under the terms of which this charge will be dismissed if you pay $250 by way of cost, but much more importantly, stay out of trouble. No criminal offenses, okay?
Okay.
Now, if you violate the agreement and the city proves that, we're back to square one. But we have a hearing, a trial, if you will, based on the police reports and them only. And you know how that would go. We don't want to go there, okay?
Okay.
You have a chance to get this charge dismissed. Let's hope that we're able to do that without you needing to reappear in court. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Jimenez, thank you. You take care.
There's also a phone number on if you want to figure out if it's,
Yeah,
are you
that's-
expecting other people?
Yeah, I
Okay,
went
so
after.
it's phone number ending in 4845. I've asked them to unmute.
We have a phone number ending in 4845. Don't have a name.
Hello?
Good morning. We have you on the line. I heard that. Well, who you're talking to, could you tell us who you are?
Yeah. One more time?
I didn't catch that.
It keeps going in and out.
This is, Rich, could we just reset this 2 weeks? Because I don't have time to talk to him today at this point. Please have him call me.
Ms. Aldrich, your attorney needs to talk to you before. We're going to reset your matter.
Mr. Aldridge, this is Josh Sneva. Do you have my phone number?
I'm not sure. I can't, it's on the paperwork, correct?
Yeah, I need you to give me a call before court.
so we can discuss your matter before court.
Okay, so can I call you to this evening? Or, I mean, what's the time that you're available? Like what?
Give me a call and leave me a message with the best time to call you back if I don't answer. But you do have my phone.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I mean, it should be on the paperwork, I would imagine.
Should be. Do you have a pen, sir?
Yes, I do. Apologize. 1 second. What is it? Are you there?
I'm here.
What is it?
360.
Yeah. 360 8. God dang it. 0 8 9. Yes. I didn't get that. Your phone's cutting out or whatever's cutting out.
It's 360 896
6247.
647.
890 6247.
688
Oh, 68. Okay.
47.
6847. All right. We good? Did I get that correct?
Yes. And if you could call me back, if you
Hello?
just reset this 2 weeks, Donnie, is that okay? I'm doing the order right now.
Yeah, I can enter the hearing information if you just do the motion part.
I'm set 2 weeks. Fine, it's our motion.
Yeah.
We're good on speeding.
Okay. So in 2 weeks, am I gonna get so my mailing address has changed. So is it gonna matter? Like, how do I make sure I get mail at the right location with you guys? Hello.
Mr. Aldrich, could you call the office later with your new address?
Okay, I can do that. And that's just the Yelm court, correct? The clerk?
Just call the court, yes, please.
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
And also make sure you contact Mr. Sneva, your attorney.
Yes, sir.
So 2 weeks, is that?
Yep, at
So-
11.
Okay, so Mr. Aldridge, you're gonna be back here in 2 weeks at 11 o'clock, okay? Exactly 2 weeks. So that's gonna be the 2nd of September. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, it's my daughter's birthday. I will not forget.
Excuse me?
I said, it's my daughter's birthday. I will not forget.
Okay, so you need to call, and in 2 weeks, we need to be at 11, not 11:45, okay? So call sooner, okay?
I called in and I've been waiting, but yes,
Okay, thank you.
that's not my fault on that.
Mr. Aldrich will mail you
Yeah.
a copy of today's order.
What's that?
We're going to mail you today's order.
Okay, so I'll call them, call the court right now and give them my new address.
It's going to get to you. What we're going to need to do is send it to a correct address. So please call the court and give us that address.
Okay, will do right now.
Have a good day.
You as well, goodbye.
Exactly.
And then, Ms. Alvarado, you have Austin Backus on the line.
You know what you're doing with him? You know what you're doing with Bacchus? He's on the line.
Yeah, I tried to chat him to see if you had spoke with him, but
Tell
he
me
has
it's not
not
a DUI,
responded yet.
please. Okay, so I gotta get out of here anyway. Next matter, Your Honor, is Ashlyn Smitha.
Have the file.
Ms. Smitha's case, there's a motion in this matter. You may remember this is an assault allegation where her mom was actively in the throes of
a drug-induced episode and the city's agreeing to dismiss.
City's moving to dismiss with prejudice.
So ordered. I have the
No objection.
order up and I'm signing it as we speak. Not actually signing it, but pressing buttons. Ashland Smith had dismissed, and yes, that was an unfortunate.
Yes, and I'll just let everyone know, it sounds like her mother did find her way to inpatient and is now in a sober living house, so things have somewhat
great.
improved.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
so it's improved in
that
that
is good news.
situation. Yes, I just found that out this morning. Next matter is James Bittner. There's also a motion to dismiss. Mr. Bittner just got out of a 4-year prison term. We're kind of doing kind of entering this in a global fashion. There also is a couple issues with witnesses in a 2017 case, so no objection to the dismissal there.
Case does have some moss on it. Signing the order as we speak.
7. Oh,
Attaching my signature. Well, actually attaching and saving.
Next matter, Your Honor, is Dylan Caddy. Mr. Caddy didn't answer my call this morning, and it looks like this was one of these matters where the warrant was left out. And he didn't reappear, and so I think the warrant's just gonna stay out in that matter. Because I don't have any information to provide the court.
Warrant will just simply stay in effect.
Next matter, Your Honor, is number 5, Antonio Clark on the 11 o'clock. I didn't realize until I saw this matter in courts that the court had asked him to reappear. Reappear, I believe, physically or on the phone. Mr. Clark and I spoke, I think, 3 times on the phone, and we went over a motion to continue together. I didn't realize the court needed him here, or I would have had him call in anyway.
That's fine.
But we've been having contact, and I spoke with Mr. Dilly about it as well, and I'd asked to just reset this out about 2 months,
No objection, Your Honor.
about 8 weeks.
2 months.
Yeah.
That would be to October 14th, 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
I'm signing the order here in a moment. If necessary, noting the FDA for speedy trial.
Yes, if and I did note that, yes. Next matter is number 7, Marilyn Galicki. There's a motion in this matter as well. The court
Move
may,
to dismiss with prejudice.
no objection. Ms. Galicki, number 7.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Signed and closed.
Next matter is Shane Iverson. He is on for 3 show cause hearings. What I can tell the court is he was in custody. He's no longer in custody as of 2 days ago when I last checked. In Thurston County, I did receive a email from someone claiming to be family stating, letting me know he was in custody. back a while ago. Nonetheless, I did return an email. I couldn't get a hold of him. I emailed that person back, letting him know about today's hearing, and he's not here, so.
And that is not a surprise.
Nope. So this was a show cause
Yes.
today?
This is
How about $5,000 each, cash or bond?
so ordered.
And I believe my last matter, I think this is my last matter, is Miss
Amanda Lake.
Miss Lake. Oh, yeah, I'm looking right past it. All right, Miss Lake. And I'll have to look. I thought we've already been here for this before, but I could be wrong. I did hear from her in July, early July.
I do believe she picked up a new charge this week as well.
The number I have is no longer working, unfortunately. I think my Jabs isn't working right now.
I
So
was thinking my JIS
yeah,
is not.
yeah, it's
not
logged
loading.
down. Can't remember if this was a show cause or
That's
not.
what I was trying to look and see. I want to say it was a warrant. She showed up on July 8th for arraignment after, I think, after a warrant had been served. So this is her first time not appearing since her arraignment. So we would
Okay.
need. to
So
set
set
it.
up for show cause?
2 weeks?
All right.
Okay.
I am gonna do a motion on that one, motion to continue, because I'm not sure, on Lake, because I'm not sure if you've noticed, but, underneath the hearing information, when we set courts, there is now language to say that their presence is required. So I'm selecting it on all of them, so that covers for the Salinas.
Oh, that was a workaround, huh?
There we go. They still want them to, in O courts, to put a signature block for the defendant. So I could type in the electronic signature notation. I don't have to put initials in there. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't understand why we can't just add that signature block. That should, I would think that'd be easy. I don't know how to do that stuff, but I would think
Someone would.
you could build that in. Yeah.
Well, you could,
They have to print it.
yeah. Get that iPad.
Right. You would think though, you would want that any typed under so you can. They can, but on the call-in ones, I'd like to be able to just type their name / S / for the electronic signature
Yeah, it should
notation.
be set for your signature.
So Madam Clerk, did we set that for,
I said that for September 2nd, just 2
Okay.
weeks from now.
for a good cause or show cause?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I said, I believe she just recently. Yeah, so she got a new charge that I'll just put them all at the same time.
And is there? Yeah, and she has a warrant out of Mason County right now as well.
Multiple.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. She picked up a here 2 days ago. Well, there we go. I think that's it.
That's two Dan's left, 110 and 111, and Josh, I think that's it for you.
I think that is of everybody, and then I'll make sure to hunt down Mr. Aldridge before next time. Wow.
Back on record.
Good morning. We'll call the matter of Yelm versus Mr. Backus. Mr. Backus, I understand you're on the. Can we hear you?
Yeah.
Good morning. Your attorney's in the courtroom. I'll refer to him for the status of the matter.
Thank you. Our matter comes on for pretrial hearing today. Count 1, concealed pistol license violation, and count 2, criminal trespass violation. I anticipate, I filled out a statement of defendant and plead guilty. I anticipate the defendant is going to enter a straight plea to count 2, criminal trespass in the 2nd degree. As part of the agreement, city will agree to then dismiss count 1, the the pistol permit violation upon the court's acceptance of the plea. It's just going to be 90 days in jail, all 90 days suspended, and for 12 months on the condition he pay a $250 probation fee. I looked up his record and, note that he had a deferral on a couple of theft cases in the city back from April, and the prosecutor's position is they're not going to move to revoke those. They're just going to leave those, and so I told Mr. Backus if he can still stay out of trouble, then he can at least get the benefit of the bargain on those deferrals.
Mr. Backus, do you disagree with anything your attorney just said?
No.
Is your full name Austin Christopher Backus?
Yes.
25 years of age, and any issues understanding the plea form language?
Nope.
If I accept the plea, and that will be to one count of criminal trespass, second degree, that would you to 90 days in jail and or $1,000 in by way of fines. I would be free to impose that regardless of what's recommended. You realize that?
Yeah.
And if I accept the plea, give up the rights contained in paragraph 5, no trial, no appeal, it's simply a sentencing.
Yep.
With that in mind, as to one count of criminal trespass, second degree, alleged to have occurred within the city of Yelm on June 28, 2021, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You make that plea of your own free will.
Yes.
Anybody make any threats or promises to you to make you plead guilty?
No.
We'll find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily made. I've heard the recommendation as a sentence. Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
No.
Okay, I'm going to follow the recommendation. 90 days in jail, all suspended on the condition of law-abiding behavior, and a $250 probation fee, which you can pay at the rate of $25 a month. The most important would be the suspended jail time on condition that you have law-abiding behavior. Stay out of trouble, above and beyond all. Don't go where you're not welcome to go.
Okay.
And on the city's motion, the concealed pistol permit charge is dismissed.
Okay.
Mr. Backus, good luck to you. You take care of yourself, and you have a good day.
Okay. How do I go about, or am I going to be able to get my pistol back?
As far as I'm concerned, that would be up between you and law enforcement. I know they run a record check, et cetera, but they wouldn't have any evidentiary need for the pistol. So you need to contact law enforcement.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Backus, thank you. Good luck and take care.
You too.
Your Honor, did we want to do, there's not a whole lot of no-shows, but do we want to close, or?
Thing to do here.
Okay.
Catching up with the signing, but yeah, pretty light on the no shows today. That's excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
Brent, maybe yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Looks like I really only have 2.
That's all. That's it. 1 from 10, 1 from 11.
Yeah. On Kyle Austin Clark, haven't been able to have contact with him on the 10 o'clock, number 4, 5.
We need to set that for show cause.
Show cause.
Okay.
And it looks like the number 15 on
the last one.
11 o'clock, the 3rd, Tony Ward. Haven't had contact. Don't know his whereabouts.
Is that also a show cause?
You gotta do show cause.
Okay. Perfect. Well.
We're now on record. Good afternoon. Some of you can hear me remotely. Some people are in court and present. Before I call you up one at the time to address your case, I need to let everyone know that they have some rights. You have, first of all, and most importantly, you have a right to have a lawyer represent you at all stages of any criminal proceeding. If you're indigent and request the services of the public defender, he's here seated in front of me a little bit. His name is Mr. Haverco, and he will, even if you're going to hire a lawyer later or represent yourself, he'll enter a plea for you today. At this stage of a criminal proceeding, we set the matter for a pretrial after a plea of not guilty has been entered to whatever you're charged with. Pretrial, the purpose of that is to resolve the case by agreement if you can. Sometimes that's not possible, and you then have the right to a public and speedy jury trial in the county where the offense is alleged to have been committed. Do you have any questions about what you're charged with or your rights? I want you to ask that.
Mr. Jefferson.
Is Zachary Barber in the courtroom? He is not. A number of people will not have appeared. If they never appear before the end of the session, a warrant will be issued for their arrest. How about Austin Barker? Austin Barker. How about Prashika Bazi? Megan Belka? Austin Benson. Mr. Benson, if you'd come up to the council table, have a seat next to Mr. Haverco if you would. Is your name Austin Robert Benson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Benson, the citation I have alleges that on or about August 14, 2021, you committed the offenses of malicious mischief, third degree, and disorderly conduct. Each of those is what they call a simple misdemeanor. Maximum penalty on conviction to be 90 days in jail and or a $1,000 fine.
Okay.
Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney? That would be the next question.
No, sir.
You're not asking for are you going to retain a lawyer?
No, I was just gonna plead guilty,
I can't accept a plea of not guilty at this time.
He's
I will have Mr. Haverco.
He's requesting a lawyer, Judge.
I'm going to appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you. He'll enter a plea on your behalf and determine later whether you're qualified for representation of public expense. We can't do that on the record at this time. Mr. Haverco, on behalf of Mr. Benson.
Thank you. Stipulate to probable cause and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Mr. Benson, any question about what you just heard? Plea of not guilty has been entered. We're going to set your matter for a pretrial. Conditions of release are going to be a law-abiding behavior. Stay in touch with, if you change your address or contact information, let Mr. Haverco know and stay in touch with Mr. Haverco regardless. Your pretrial is going to be on September 16th. That's down the road a little bit, but we're going to give you a contact information with Mr. Haverco, and we'll likewise give you a copy of today's hearing. Everything is done on a screen here, and Mr. Haverco is signing off on that now. And as soon as I sign off on it and you sign off on it,
You just plug in my sign thing.
that's it. I have now signed the today's order. That'll have to be printed off in the main office here. You can get a copy of that by exiting the courtroom and then to your immediate left, the window. They'll be able to give you a copy of today's order. Any question at all?
No.
Good. Good luck to you. You take her easy. We'll see you back here in the middle of September.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And you as well.
Next person who's here is Carlos Cisneros Chavez. It's numbers 10 and 11.
Good afternoon, sir. Is your name Carlos Cisneros Chavez?
Yes.
Good afternoon. The citation I have alleges an honor about July 30th, 2021. You committed the criminal offenses of driving the license suspended, revoked in the 3rd degree. That is a simple misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 90 days in jail and or $1,000 fine. You're also cited for violating the ignition interlock requirements. Conviction for that would be being a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalties would be 364 days jail and or a $5,000 fine. You're asking for a court-appointed attorney, are you?
Yes.
I'll appoint Mr. Havergo to enter a plea on your behalf at this time, and I will appoint him to represent you throughout the course of your case.
Stipulate to probable cause, Your Honor, ask the court to enter not guilty plea.
Mr. Cisneros Chavez, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf that preserves your rights. We'll set the matter for a pretrial conference. We're going to give you a copy of that after I sign it. That'll be at the window out in front. Expect you to stay in touch with Mr. Haverko and let us know if there's any change in your circumstances or in your contact information. Your pretrial will be September 16th, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
And you, before you go, sign right here. And then, yeah, that's it. Does he need to check in with the window before he goes?
Yeah, they'll print the order.
Yeah, they'll
with all
print
the
the order.
information.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and a plea of not committed will be entered with regard to the civil infractions that were issued along with it, and that'll be calendared along with your case. Any questions at all?
I'm not.
Good luck. Yeah, you only have to check in at the window for the purposes of getting a copy of today's order, which will have your next court date on it. Okay. You take care. Thank you for your patience and have a great day.
Thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of the day.
And you as well.
And the next person that's here, Judge, is number 13, Martin Clarkson.
Good afternoon, sir. Is your name Martin, middle initial J, Clarkson? Mr. Clarkson, the citation I have alleges an honor about July 31st, 2021. You committed the offense of malicious mischief, 3rd degree, simple misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 30 days incarceration and or 90 days incarceration and or a $1,000 fine. Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney? I'll appoint Mr. Haverko to enter the plea on your behalf, and I'll appoint him to represent you.
Thank you, Judge. Would stipulate to probable cause and ask the court to enter not guilty plea.
Mr. Clarkson, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. Again, that preserves your rights. We're going to set the matter for a pretrial conference. And once again, that's a chance to explore the case ahead of time with your counsel and determine whether a resolution is possible shortly. Your pretrial will be September 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And once again, conditions of release are law-abiding behavior. And should there be any change in your contact information, make sure Mr. Haverko knows that.
Thank you. No, that's good. That's fine. I'll turn it. Yeah, just leave it.
Clarkson, good luck. You take care.
And, we can take up the matter of Ms. Belka.
Belka, good afternoon.
Hello.
Since we'd already called your case,
Sorry,
but you're here now, so that's the important thing.
And then we left the phone behind, so I couldn't call in late, so I apologize so that so much.
World we live in. For the record, is your name Megan Christine Belka?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Belka, the citations I have allege that on or about April 4th of 2021, you committed the offense of theft in the 3rd degree. There's another citation dated April 15th, 2021, that charges you with criminal trespass 1st degree and theft 3rd degree. Ms. Belka, all three charges are what they call gross misdemeanors. The maximum penalty for conviction on each would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, please.
I will appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you in this matter, and he will enter a plea on your behalf at this time.
Stipulate to probable cause, Your Honor, on both matters, enter not guilty, please.
Spelka plea if not guilty is made on your behalf, setting the matter for pretrial. And once again, you came in a little late. That's a chance for you to go over your case with Mr. Haverco and resolve the case by agreement if you can. If you can't, you have a right to a public and speedy jury trial. Your pretrial will be September 16th at 11 o'clock in the morning. And again, if there's any change in your contact information, what we'll expect you to do is make sure that Mr. Haverco knows that. Any questions at all?
Not that I don't think that I will be able to ask.
Yeah, I want to thank you for showing up. You indicated you would, and I'm glad to see you.
I'm glad I did too, thank you.
Take care. And of course, yeah, if something happens to where you cannot appear in court, make sure we know it. Okay?
Thank you so much, thank you.
Ms. Belka, thank you.
Yeah, go just check with the window before we. Next matter will be Titus Williams, number 33.
Williams, good afternoon. Full name Titus, middle initial M, Williams.
Yes.
Citation I have alleges in honor about July 30, 2021, you committed the offense of assault in the 4th degree. That charge is what they call a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. And of course, the first question is, are you asking for court-appointed counsel in this matter?
Yes.
I will appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you at today's hearing, as well as at the next hearing scheduled. Then he'll enter a plea on your behalf at this time.
Stipulate to probable cause, Your Honor, ask the court to enter not guilty plea.
Mr. Williams, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. Again, that preserves your rights. We will give you a copy of today's order that'll have your pretrial time and date on there. 10 o'clock in the morning, September 16th. We'll also give you contact information with Mr. Haverco. And once again, we'll expect you to keep in touch with him. And if anything changes, let us know.
Martin Williams.
Mr. Williams, I've now electronically signed today's order. You can get a copy of that at the window outside the courtroom and over to your left. Any questions at all?
No.
Good luck. Good luck and thank you.
And next matter in person would be number 1, Zachary Barber.
Good afternoon, sir. Full name Zachary John Barber. Mr. Barber, citation we have alleges in honor about August 1, 2021. Committed the offense of theft in the 3rd degree. Once again, theft in the 3rd degree is a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. And of course, you almost know what the first question I'm going to ask is are you asking for a court-appointed lawyer? Yes. I'll appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you. He will enter a plea on your behalf at this time.
Stipulate the probable cause, Your Honor, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. That preserves each and every right that you have. Any question at all? Your pretrial date will be September 16, 2011. You'll have a chance to sign that with Mr. Haverco. We'll see you back here again. You've already heard me say this. I repeat myself a lot doing this. Stay in touch with Mr. Haverco and let us know if there's a problem getting back to court, okay?
And if you want a copy of the order before you leave, just go to the clerk's window and she'll print you out. Okay. Thanks, sir.
Parker, good luck. You take care of yourself.
I believe we have, it's number 25, Mr. Strauss. Want to come on up, Mr. Strauss?
Good afternoon. Your full name, Stephen Raymond Strauss.
Yes, sir.
Strauss, the citation I have alleges that on or about August 9, 2021, you committed the offense of 1, driving under the influence of intoxicants, 2, driving a license suspended or revoked in the first degree, and then 3rd, operating a vehicle without ignition interlock. Mr. Strauss, all 3 of those citations are what they call gross misdemeanors. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or $5,000 each. Are you asking for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask Mr. Haverco to enter a plea on your behalf. At this time, he'll represent you. He's also going to inquire as to whether or not you're entitled to an attorney at public expense for the duration of this matter.
Well, so stipulate your probable cause for purposes of this hearing and ask the court to enter not guilty pleas to all 3 counts.
Mr. Dilley, you're on the line. This case is somewhat concerning to me. Do you have any position regarding Mr. Strauss apparently very shortly after he was arrested posted $3,000 cash and bailed out before I had a chance to call the jail and talk to him as is my usual custom.
Your Honor, Mr. Strauss has quite an extensive history with DUIs. City would recommend a no bail hold and he be taken to Nisqually Jail.
Mr. Haverco, on behalf of, we have a city's request that Mr. Strauss being held
Yeah,
without bail.
And if the court could give me a moment. Would you trade a book? Carpenter or be opened right before the Okay. Well, so Mr. Strauss, from what I gather, is a carpenter by trade in the carpentry business. And I was asking him some questions with regard to, employment and some different issues. And he indicated that right now first of all, he was bailed out apparently by his neighbors. So his neighbors must think highly of him. He apparently is doing some construction, essentially kind of a remodeling project, from what I understand, to his neighbor's house. He doesn't have much reason to drive at this point, to the extent that he goes somewhere. His wife, who's in the courtroom with him, I guess she now does the driving. I was asking about employment because I was wondering if he would have the funds to make the argument that, well, maybe the court, in lieu of full custody, would consider imposing either scram and or a combination of scram combined with possibly, EHM. So, I mean, I guess the argument, I understand the city's argument to put him in custody, which is out of public protection. On the other hand, in the long run, even though it may seem like a difficult argument to make, in the long run, he is going to need to work towards sobriety, and in the long run, he's going to need some kind of treatment. So he indicated he is working on trying to get evaluated and commence with another treatment program at this point in time. So I guess the defense argument would be, if the court's willing to, again, impose a combination of either, if the court's really concerned about the confinement issue, perhaps EHM, again, allowing that he can work. Again, he's working on this project on his neighbor's house, combined possibly with scram as an alternative, short of going to jail, because obviously, on the one hand, jail certainly has a high degree of protection of the public, because he's simply in confinement, but at the same time, that kind of impedes his efforts, if one assumes his sincerity at getting involved with treatment and maybe trying to achieve sobriety. So I guess that would be the defense pitch. And so.
Mr. Dilly, any response?
Well, Your Honor, he's already admitted that he's had a problem with alcohol and blew through a 105 deferred. I don't know why the citizens of Yelm should be put at risk that this has somehow turned a corner at this point.
Mr. Strauss, they have to balance this public safety against your considerations of employment. That's with 6 prior convictions, including a failed deferred prosecution, 6 prior convictions for DUI, and a 7th conviction for a neg 1. You're at serious risk of badly injuring or killing somebody out there. You've been ordered to not drive. Apparently that means nothing to you. You've been ordered to not drive without ignition interlock. That doesn't mean anything to you otherwise. In finding probable cause for the arrest, I have to note that your breathalyzer is over 2.0, and you were apparently headed the wrong way on a one-way street. I only note that in terms of probable cause and in terms of public safety. I'm going to have you taken into custody. I'm going to set $250,000 bail on each charge. And I will consider amending that to EHM with a scram component, but I want that definitely in place before I even think about that. That'll be the order. And likewise, adding here, if bail is posted, return to court prior to release for imposition of the conditions. So,
Yeah. But I think, do we have to complete the order or is it?
I'm just finishing it up now.
Order forthcoming.
The order signed. Information for you. It's a device you vehicle that detects alcohol. It's a combination of it sort of looks like a home monitoring device, but it detects alcohol. That's a separate device from the console rest, which is different. They're two different things. This EHM is confinement. Scram, you can load it in where it just detects alcohol. I'm suggesting I'm the thing you want to call up one of the places. I'm not sure. It's not cheap. So much you lose. Not cheap. That's all before you get to the version. I don't know. That's what we want. Service.
Well, if the neighbors get their cash back, decide how much cash they're going to refer. Is that with that $3,000? Which go pretty far, which go pretty far. This is very nice. Yeah. Good. Did you have any more questions? Excuse me, Alana. I think, yeah, I think I've been able to just talk with his wife a bit, so I think the officer can go ahead. Okay, thanks. Excuse me, Alana. I wrote that.
Through your attorney.
The best thing to do is wait, because you were playing Josh through this, and Josh will be looking at it. And he'll give you good advice. I'll get this to Josh. Okay. This is fine.
Back in custody, so you're under arrest. Please stand up.
That's right. Now, are you guys here for the traffic tickets or for the criminal?
Sir, I think you were here next.
Docket number 9.
So are you going to be here? We have another out of custody. Now we're here, it's number 14 on the 1 o'clock calendar, Taja? The Taja Extra.
And who is this number?
This is number, sorry, I think it's number 14. It's Taja Extra.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Is your name, I hope I don't mispronounce it, Tajma Ann Ekstrom? Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am. The citation I have alleges in honor about December 23rd of 2019. You committed the offense of a theft in the third degree. That charge is what they call a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Now, you do have a right to have a lawyer represent you, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you at your request if you're indigent. Are you asking for a court-appointed lawyer?
Yes.
I'll appoint Mr. Haverco to enter a plea in your behalf
Thank you, Judge.
and represent you in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would stipulate to probable cause and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Is that going to plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf? That preserves your rights. We're going to set the matter for a pretrial conference. Purpose of that is, since you came in late, the purpose of that is to give you a chance to discuss your case with your attorney and decide whether or not the case can be resolved by agreement or not. If that can't be done, you have a right to a public and speedy jury trial in the county where the offense is alleged to have been committed. We're setting the pretrial for September 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Conditions of release, of course, are law-abiding behavior and then appear for court as directed. We've had a little bit of an issue there, had to issue a warrant. That'll be quashed today. There won't be any warrant in effect out of this case. But please stay in touch with your attorney, with us. If there's a problem getting to court, make sure we know, okay? You sign today's order. Ms. Ekstrom, you can get a copy of that at the window out the courtroom and to your immediate left, okay? Any questions at all? Good luck to you. You take care of yourself. Yes.
Don't give me my information.
Is that
Before you go sign it.
at the window out to the left? They'll give you that information. They'll give you a contact letter.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Oh, yeah. Yeah, perfect. There you go. Yeah, just stop at the window before you go and should be the written stuff. Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Are you Billy Cecil? Cecil, come on up and have a seat next to,
Oh, okay.
and that is number
That is number 9. Yeah.
Is your name Billy Joe Cecil? Citation I have alleges that on or about July 8th of 2021, you committed the offenses of a disorderly conduct and malicious mischief, third degree. Those charges are what they call a misdemeanor. Each of them bears the up to 90 days in jail and up to a $1,000 fine upon conviction. And the first question is, are you asking for a court-appointed lawyer? I'll appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you. He'll enter a plea on your behalf and he'll determine discussions with you later whether or not you're entitled to a lawyer at public expense.
I think Your Honor would stipulate to probable cause and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Cecil's behalf.
Mr. Cecil, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. That preserves your rights. Pretrial is going to be on September 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll need you to sign off on the today's order.
Perfect. Oh, before you leave, just stop at the clerk's window and she'll confirm with you what your court date is and give you a paper and have contact. I think you're appointed a judge, but she'll give you the yeah. So you're good to go.
Mr. Cecil, thank you for appearing. Promise me you would. I'm glad to see you here. You take care of yourself. And again, conditions of release are always law-abiding behavior, and stay in touch with your attorney.
Do we have anybody on the phone? Or?
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay.
So we have, let's see, I guess, bucket number 3.
Rashika.
Raji?
Call the matter of Yelm versus,
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry. I had the phone going as well.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon.
I hope I did not mispronounce your name. How do you pronounce your name?
Prashika Basi.
Ms. Bozzi, good afternoon. The citation I'm looking at alleges that on or about July 27, 2021, you committed the offense of theft in the third degree. That charge is what they call a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney in this matter?
I am.
I'll appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you. He'll enter a plea on your behalf and discuss your case with you later. Mr. Haverco?
Thank you, Your Honor. Would stipulate to probable cause and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Ms. Buzzy, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. That preserves your rights. The pretrial we're going to set will be for September 2016 of 2021 on 11 o'clock in the morning. Now we'll be sending you a copy of today's order. And
I'm currently in inpatient treatment. I'm in inpatient treatment currently.
You are.
I am. And I'm not sure that that quickly would be okay. Is there any possibility we could be later in September?
It certainly can. When do you know when your discharge date is?
Tentatively, probably around
Tentatively around the 7th of September.
It could be sooner.
Let's set it for given that effect, let's set it for the first court date in October.
Okay, that would be wonderful.
Ms. Buzzy, if that's, I realize that discharge dates are only tentative. If that becomes a problem, you can't get here in your scheduled court date, could you let us know? That way we can reschedule you again.
Absolutely.
Your court date will be tentatively October 14th at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Conditions of release are, of course, law-abiding behavior. Stay in touch with your attorney. We'll be sending you a copy of today's order as well as contact information with Mr. Haverco.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions?
No, that's everything.
Ms. Bozzi, thank you for your patience, and you take care of yourself, and look forward to seeing you in October.
Thank you very much.
Next we have docket number 16, Isaac Franklin. Oh, 16. 16, yeah, sorry.
On the matter of Yelm versus Isaac Franklin. Mr. Franklin, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Certainly can. Thank you and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The citation I have alleges that on or about July 20, 2021, you committed the offense of theft in the third degree. That charge is a gross misdemeanor. Excuse me. The maximum penalty on conviction would be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney?
Yeah, I am.
With that, I will appoint Mr. Haverco to represent you in your matter, and he will enter a plea on your behalf at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would stipulate to probable cause for purposes of this hearing and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Franklin, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. That preserves your rights. We're setting a pretrial for September 16, 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll be sending you a copy of today's order as well as contact information with Mr. Haverco. So stay in touch with him and we'll talk to you in September. Any questions?
Oh, no, sounds good.
Mr. Franklin, good luck. We'll talk to you next month.
All right, thank you.
Last one we have is docket number 24, Timothy Saldavia.
Mr. Saldavia, we're going to take your matter now. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good afternoon. For the record, is your name Timothy Ryan Shane Saldavia?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Saldavia, the citation alleges that on or about April 9th of 2017, you committed the offense of theft in the third degree. That's a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty on conviction to be 364 days in jail and or a $5,000 fine. Are you asking for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint Mr. Haverko to represent you in this matter and enter a plea on your behalf at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stipulate to probable cause and would ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
Mr. Saldavia, a plea of not guilty has been entered on your behalf. This case goes back to 2017. We've had a little trouble getting you to come to court. One thing and another. Any day warrant out now will be quashed, and we'll hope to see you in court at your next scheduled hearing, which will be, I'll have it in a minute, September 16th at 11 o'clock in the morning. Any question at all?
Now, am I going to do that by Zoom or appear in person?
Well, that's kind of your option. You'll be able to appear by Zoom if you want. You're likewise more than welcome to come here in court in person if you wish.
Okay, now, Your Honor, is my warrant quashed as of today?
As of right now, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for appearing, Mr. Saldavia. It's been a while, but better late than never. Good to hear from you. We'll see you on September 6th.
Yeah, I just got out of...
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, I just got out of prison. I went to prison August 1st of 2017 and didn't get out until June of 23rd of 21. And I've contacted this court since February 2nd of 2018 trying to take care of this while I was incarcerated. So that's the only reason that I haven't appeared before now. But I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm working, I'm reporting every day that I'm supposed to report. I'm paying my probation payments, my LFOs. So I just want to get this over with and behind me.
We are going to be able to do that. I'm sorry to hear that you were stuck in the penitentiary, but I'm also glad to hear that you're now out. And I'm hoping that you're going to be able to just completely stay out, okay?
Yes, sir.
But I want to assure you today's warrant is quashed. That's taken care of. We'll be mailing you a copy of today's order and contact information with Mr. Haverko as well, okay?
All right, thank you.
So, Navia, thank you. You take care of yourself and have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Well.
I don't know what you want to do because
Oh, well.
it's almost
Any
2.
idea how much Mr. Clark is going to be late?
Yeah, no idea.
That's.
It's almost 2 now. So we have nobody else on
Nobody
Zoom.
else is
No,
on.
we're
Oh,
done with.
we done?
Yeah, we have.
Is that everybody?
But that's apparently everybody. I have a couple of messages here. One from an Andrew Clark. He will be late. I don't know whether that's late in 10 minutes or late tomorrow afternoon. And another message from a Michael Clark, trying to get into Zoom to call. So that, as far as I'm concerned, that's it for today. If you want to sign off, if
All right.
you happen to hear from anybody, they're very likely going to be reset.
Sounds good. Well, enjoy the rest of the week, everybody, and see you in a couple weeks.
You as well. Take care and enjoy the rest of August.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
For now on record, if you would, identify yourself by name for the record.
Laura Ann Badger.
Ms. Badger, good afternoon. You locate your tickets here. You were cited by a Yelm police officer on July 10th for improper lane usage. And the other one, failure to have or display proof of liability insurance. That's the big one, money-wise.
I have insurance now.
Did you have it now?
Yes.
How about was there a wreck of any kind?
No,
Review this just a little bit. I'm going to reduce that. I have something else in mind. These are the only two things you have on your record. Ordinarily, I reduce no insurance, since you have it now, from 553 to 150. Then I'd reduce the improper use of the turn lane from 139 to 130 or 100 even. Ordinarily, I do that. However, the second charge here is a moving violation, and that wouldn't do your insurance much of any.
no, it was quite a bit.
No, that wouldn't do you any good at all. But what I'm willing to do is, why don't we do this? I'll dismiss the moving violation, the improper use of the turn lane, and then do 250 on the insurance ticket, which is a non-moving violation and won't hurt you. It's,
Okay.
Insurance-wise.
Okay.
There's an order here on the screen that with some help, I am preparing at this time. Are you going to be able to take care of that at $25 a month? First payment due September 19th.
Yes.
Is that going to work? The insurance, always a good idea to have that. We never miss it until we need it, but boy, when you need it, that's
Right. Right.
I signed an order reflecting today's ruling. If you want a copy of that, well, you need a copy of that. You can get that at the window, just outside the courtroom and to your left.
Okay.
It's been signed. I don't know how long it takes for it electronically to get across the next door, but it's pretty much immediately. Any question at all?
No.
I'm going to wish you the best of luck. Drive carefully out there. It seems like post-pandemic, there's a lot of anger among
Well,
drivers out there that I'm noticing for one.
I just lost my mom and dad, so it's been a little upset.
Will you take care? Drive carefully, keep it on the road, and you have a good day.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, ma'am.
Docket number 2, Mackenzie Martin.
And she's on.
She is. Yep, she's on here.
Good afternoon. Mackenzie Martin is on online, and you can hear me. Please sing out, say hello, let me know.
Hello,
Ms. Martin, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Good.
You were cited for a speeding by an officer on July 16th.
Yes, I was.
I think we can defer this if we want. This is under 7, that's over 7.
That's what I thought, because the,
I'm gonna go by
dates.
the date of
Okay.
citation.
Gotcha, okay, I wasn't sure on that part.
Entry.
Yeah.
Ms. Martin, it looks like you had a deferral back in, that was entered in February 5th of 2014. But then that got yanked on you on September 9th of 2014. You're entitled to one deferral every 7 years. I would go by the date of the entry into the deferral, and that would entitle you to a deferral in this case as well, if you want to go that way. The face amount of the ticket is $169. If you just want me to mitigate that, I reduce that to $125. If you wanted to defer it, the deferral would be for a period of 4 months, and under these conditions, $100 in costs, traffic safety school, which can be done online, and then the ticket would be dismissed at the end of 4 months. Any questions?
So
Just said.
if I defer, I have to go through traffic school and stuff like that?
If we defer it, it's called traffic safety school, but it's done online. And I'm not sure how long it is. I think it's like a couple of hours, I think. It's not like you have to go someplace and go to a classroom. Something you do on a computer at home.
Okay, and that costs, I'm sorry, I'm just confused on what the options are.
Go ahead, let's go through it again.
Okay.
Safety school, I think that's at a cost of $40. And with us, that'd be $100 cost to us, then $40 to pay for the traffic safety school. And then you have to go 4 months without committing an infraction, and then it'd be dismissed. But if you want me to just mitigate the ticket so it goes on your record, I'd reduce it to $125.
Can we just mitigate and set up payment plans if possible?
Certainly can. I'll reduce it to $125 at $25 a month. Is that going to work?
That will work.
That's what we'll do then. There's a infraction disposition form that is being prepared as we speak. And as soon as that's signed by myself, we'll be sending you a copy of that. Now, if there's any question at all, give us a call, okay?
Okay, when is my first payment due?
That would be September 16th?
19th, yep.
September 19th, I'm sorry.
September 19th. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, that's, and you know, that's, driving a car is probably the most dangerous thing you're ever gonna do, so do it carefully and slow down and get there late instead of never.
I'm honestly glad this happened because it makes me realize that I was not paying attention to my speed at all. So
Not a good thing.
now I'm paying very close attention to how fast I'm going.
Always a very good idea, Ms. Ms. Martin. You take care of yourself, and we'll be sending you the copy of today's disposition order.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Ms. Martin, thank you. You take care. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Save signature and then close.
Next, we have Isaiah Monroe.
Oh. Miss Badger?
She was the first one. Miss Badger. She was the in-person. Miss Badger was the in-person.
Miss Monroe's on.
Yep, Isaiah Monroe is on.
Oh, take the next matter, Isaiah Monroe. Mr. Monroe, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. It looks like you were cited with a couple of kind of major leaguers here. too fast for conditions, NVOL, no valid operator's license with ID, and no insurance. Boy, that's a total of $1,296 dollars. I can understand why you would want me to reduce that, and I certainly will. Tell me what happened here.
So I was just driving a little bit fast. I wasn't really paying attention to my speed. And then there was a sharp corner and I was slowing down, but then I turned the wheel to the left kind of too hard and there was gravel on the side of the road, which made me skid into the tree.
Oh, yikes. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just had to get 4 stitches in my knee.
Well, stitches are never good. How about your vehicle? How's that?
It's gone, it's total.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine.
In any event, let's reduce, no, 553 is too much, especially times 2. Let's do it, let's reduce everything to 125 each. That'd be a total of 375. How about 25 a month? Is that gonna work?
Yes, sir.
How's your knee now?
It's good. I'm able to walk on it and run and play basketball and stuff.
Well, hey, no, take care of yourself. We only get 2 knees, and we kind of have both of them, so you take care of yourself. We'll send you a copy of the today's disposition. Mr. Monroe, any questions?
Yeah, so will that be sent through the mail?
That will definitely be sent in the mail to you at the address we have here in Yelm. It's on 91st.
Okay, and when will the first payment be due?
First payment will be due September 19th.
September 19th. All right, thank you.
Mr. Monroe, thank you, and you take care of yourself.
All right, have a nice day.
You too. Well, with that, let us go to the 1 o'clock no-shows. First, well, we first had a no-show call-in. Andrew Clark will be late, and that was on the 10 o'clock. And that was, we set that for a show pause here, and so we'll just leave that. Leave that on show pause. Going to the 1 o'clock no shows. The first one would be actually Michael Carroll, docket number 8. Probable causes previously found on him. He was out on bail. If you let me back up a little bit. Austin Barker, page 11, docket number 2. There's a docket entry, no warrant if FDA reset. So just, yeah, reset that one. And then the next one would be Casey Brady. And that is the next, that's already in warrant status, just simply leave the warrant. Michael Perry Carroll. Go ahead and forfeit the bail with the bonding company, reissue the warrant, 2,500 cash or bond. With the 28 cases on a DCH. And he was released on his promise to appear. That's no warrant reissue. Next would be Andrew Clark. Docket number 12, probable causes previously found, 2,500 cash or bond. The next would be Zachary Elias. And this was a co-defendant of Mr. Hawk that we saw in custody this morning. Previously found probable cause based on the Hawk for 2,500 cash or bond. Next would be Nathan Jasmer. Docket number 17, probable cause previously found when he was released from jail, 2,500 cash or bond. Same with Trey Jones, the next docket entry number 18. Probable cause previously found when I spoke to him in custody, 2,500 cash or bond. After that, Maxine Joslin. Same probable cause previously found, 2,500. James Page. Already in warrant status, go ahead and simply leave the warrant. The next no-show, that would be Antonio Ray. I do find probable cause for the issuance to him of that third charge. That was a basket, $621 worth of alcohol. And that's a lot of. That's a lot of alcohol. Aaron Ruiz, there's the docket note here, inpatient in Texas. No warrant to simply reset that one. Any idea when he's going to be out of the?
No, I think his mom was gonna have the agency send something over, but we haven't received anything.
I'll just reset it to keep it in
moving
and we'll go from there. And last, but far from least, is Kelly Witten. Two matters are on for arraignment. The other 5 matters are on for post dispo. I got input from both Mr. Haverco and Mr. Dilly on that case. Warrant will issue in connection with docket numbers 26 and docket 29. 500 cash or bond each. Some situations you just have no idea what to do about, and that for me is one of them. Guess what?